Hey, everything worked. The Discord chat or the Discord server is not being kind. I see the. I hear it. I hear it. Hold on, I'll fix it. The Discord server. There we go. Sorry,
I had you on my PC.
The Discord chat is having problems with video tonight, so you're going to see Kingsley or both of us little jittery tonight on the video. So hopefully it doesn't disrupt things too much. If it does, just listen. Don't watch. I don't know what else to tell you, but welcome everybody on the show tonight. This is going to be a really monumental show for me. It's been a long time running, man. That's for sure. All right. Ready, Kingsley?
Ready. Yep.
Here we go. 3, 2. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 300. We made it of Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the GATR, and I'm a day one Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. This week, my co-host from the great state of Utah, Kingsleymac, is with me again. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great. Glad to be here for episode 300.
Yeah, you got a tie on and everything, man. I appreciate the effort, man.
Anyone in the chat can see that. I know video is a little janky for some of us right now, but I'm wearing a tie ready for the show.
The Get Toddled shirt, Guardian Downcast shirt on tonight for this occasion. I don't wear that shirt very often, so welcome everybody. Welcome to the Discord. JD Kent, happy 300 Gator. Thank you, JD Kent. Appreciate you, brother. And let's see. Man, I'm way off track tonight. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess to edit. All right. For those of you who may have just discovered our podcast, we are a weekly gaming show with an emphasis on the Destiny franchise, and we like to sprinkle in some entertainment and other topics of discussion relating to our hobbies from time to time as well. But we have been producing audio episodes for almost 6 years now, and 300 episodes. And as the game has evolved, we've evolved as well. So we produce a live version of our show on YouTube, Twitch, and now our Discord stage channel where you can interact with us live in our chat. And it's at a new time, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll also have a replay of tonight's show on my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, I think also has a replay. I think that setting is on. And the audio version is always available in all of our podcast app listeners out there. Thank you. Appreciate you lending your ears to us as well. And of course, you can go to our website, guardiandowncast.com, to listen to any individual episodes as well whenever you like. In this episode, Kingsley and I, Mac, will go over... Let me say that again. In this episode, Kingsleymac and I will go over our week and share our highlights on the latest marathon live stream gameplay reveal. There's been a lot of chatter on social media about this new game, and Mike and I will certainly discuss that. We will quickly review This Week in Destiny, the weekly Bungie blog that informs us of our current events in Destiny 2. Of course, we'll give the abbreviated version with the most important information that we believe you should know about right away. We will go into our results and comments for our Guardian Downcast question of the week. I randomly ask a question, not random ask, but I randomly ask a question every Monday morning, and Kingsley helps come up with the selected answers in a little survey we have in our question of the week. And we're going to share those results live on our show tonight. So if you want to participate in our question of the week, look for that channel in our Guardian Downcast section of channels in our Discord. We're, of course, going to catch up on our week. I mean, we've got to do that, of course. But once all that is done, then we're going to turn the show over to you guys. We will answer any questions from our community live in the chats, which may include voicemails. I'll just tell you right now, we have a lot of voicemails, a lot of love shared on voicemails. And just to let everybody know, I have not listened to these voicemails, so I know that's suicide on a live show, but we're just going to roll the dice and just go with it tonight. So finally, Kingsleymac, as we end the show tonight, is going to put me through the paces in a speed run. Yes, I gave him the list, guys. He knows all the answers.
I'm excited.
This list, of course, is over 1,000 questions over all these years that our community has submitted for us to ask future guests. And I'm not nervous at all. But I just, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to let you guys know, without you guys, this podcast would have never gotten off the ground back in 2019. So we celebrate our community tonight, if anything else. So if everyone's ready, let's roll. Well, Kingsley, let's get it going, man. why don't we go over our week really quick here and talk about what we've been doing in gaming and life this last week. So
Yeah.
I'll start with you, sir.
Yeah. Work has been surprisingly more busy this week. Now, busy for me is usually like still first world problems. I still didn't have to drive out that much, but very busy with like remote things, meetings and stuff. No particular reason why. It was. But other than that, on the gaming side, I've been playing lots more Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm kind of am finally getting close to being done with the main storyline. I've been pushing through that pretty heavily, but there's still so much more to the game. I'm going to be checking out all the side quests and things like that, and then a couple other games are on my short list to hop into while I'm waiting for other new stuff to come out. I haven't really watched any other TV or movie stuff this last week, except, you know what I do watch a little bit? I don't know if I mentioned this, so I'll bring it up again. Almost every night before bed, I'll watch an episode or two of this show, which you will know the name, very famous show. But I never watched it growing up as a kid because when, at least my age, when, I'm about 10 younger than you approximately, but when my parents would watch it, it was always be like, oh, it's time to go to bed. I hate this. But I've been finally watching MASH.
Oh, what a great show.
Have you ever watched that show?
Of course. I watched it all the time.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
watched
so
it as a kid.
it's
Oh, yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's a very good show. I watched it till the very last season. It was very sad. I cried. Very sad the last season. I won't get, obviously you got a ways to go.
And how many like famous people have little cameos on there? Like Leslie Nielsen's in there. John Ritter's in there.
Yeah.
From Three's Company. Like all these people, I'm like, I recognize those faces, but like kind of, in the show. Yeah. It's
awesome,
it's a fun one.
I should probably pick an old series, but the problem is, Kingsley, there's so many new series that I haven't even gotten to yet. But I'll get into it when it's my turn. Sorry. Go ahead.
At some point, you can't worry about it. There's always going to be too many games and too many shows. But I do have on my list really soon here, but going to finish playing Split Fiction with the wife first.
Nice.
But then she got ahead of me. She's all up to date on both the Severance seasons, and I haven't watched it yet. I know I'm going to like it. I just have been slacking, but she's going to rewatch it with me. So Severance will be coming on the list soon.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that.
It's a weird show, probably one of the weirdest shows I've ever watched, but I think you'll like it. It's very abstract.
I'm sure I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just really excited for the show tonight. I did my homework and I have questions prepared for you later and all the other stuff we're going to be talking about. So I'm ready to rock and roll and hear everyone's amazing voicemails and people in the chat. Keep chatting with us. Let us know things and comments and questions.
Yeah. I'll try to flash them up on the screen on YouTube. And people are talking.
300. Of course, I haven't been here the whole time for it,
so
I feel like it's even more a celebration for you. But I'm also glad to be part of it in a way. So,
but Kingsley, you're part of many co-hosts that I've had, and you lasted till the end. That's the way I see it. Yeah, and of course, you had a long-running podcast, the Guardian Hub. I mean, I tuned into it every week, man. I love listening to you guys over there. It's a shame it had to go away, but times change, people's things change in their life, and it is what it is. But hey, you got a home here now, so that's the important thing.
Exactly. So, and that is good that you can be the master of the house, because I do not want to be, but I love helping give an opinion.
If you guys don't know, Kingsley was always the one that kept the show running. He was always the one that kept the conversation going. And let me tell you, every time I listened to your episode, Kingsley, I could feel your pain, brother. I was like, come on, guys. Come on. Talk a little bit more. He's trying to pull it out of you. Come on. Let's keep. I don't want to talk the whole time.
Always be busy, and so it's not like people wouldn't talk, but it's kind of like we're just barely holding it together. Everyone's so busy, so I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm fine. But
it's really funny how it turned out. I asked you and RNG both to be co-host, and RNG he's still considered a co-host in my eyes. He's welcome anytime he wants to come back and sit in with us. I mean, maybe Marathon will be something really big in the future and he'll want to talk about it, be interested in it. But RNG really doesn't play the game anymore. And he felt, I'm not passionate about the game anymore. So it doesn't make sense that I'm on a Destiny show. So, I mean, it's totally fine. I totally get it. But like I said, RNG is a long part of history of this show, and he's always welcome anytime he wants to come and sit down with us and talk. And of course, we both love Destiny. We both still love Destiny, and that's the reason why we still do this podcast. And it makes sense because I'm me. I'm going to be the shill. I'm going to be the one with a tinfoil hat, and you're going to be probably the one that's more like GATR. I don't think that's right, man. I don't think you're going to be right on that one. But speaking of which, I don't know if most of the Discord already knows this, but I did lose my bet, of course. The bet was, I thought it was going to be very convenient for Marathon to do a shadow release, because think about it. We got a gap in Destiny content right now. They could have swallowed a ton of Destiny players to jump in and try this game. But of course it was just, they just announced an alpha, a closed alpha, which I still have not got an invite to, and, or a code for. And then, of course we know now that it comes out in September 23rd. So I lost the bet. So, according to the rules of the bet, I have to discard 100 things from my vault. So, and everyone's been asking.
I kind of feel bad for you.
No, I'll take it like a man. I've got always 699 things in my vault, and I might need an intervention here, because I am definitely hoarding stuff. And, we'll have a separate stream, guys. We'll have a separate stream where Kingsley will basically officiate it, and I'll be going through, I'll be sharing my screen, showing my vault, and whoever shows up on the stream will all vote to decide what to delete. And I have 5 vetoes, and I already know the weapons I'm going to veto. So I know in advance the ones I am not going to let go. But, yeah, Mohafa, I finally get to give my, I finally get to let my vault breathe. So, but, what I actually, talking Destiny here, I have not played a lot of Destiny this week. I have kind of, the Heresy story campaign ended last week, and I just kind of needed to take a week off. But what I did do between, our last show and now, I ran 2 raids. And the first one I ran with our UK members. It was a daytime raid on Saturday. We ran a Vault of Glass, and I wanted to give a shout out to Heyoka, my buddy from across the pond. He set it all up in the background for me. And I just want to give a shout out to Rolfie, Zuby, Retro Smurf, an average D2 player, for helping me get my red border weapons, at least the few that I did get. It was really fun, lighthearted raid. Everyone, kind of knew what to do. It was a very laid back, chill raid. So I just wanted to thank those guys again. It was really fun, at least catching up and seeing what everybody's been up to. And we went through it so fast, we didn't have a whole lot of time for conversation, but I will be meeting some of these UK members the second week in June. And I'll be bringing my portable recorder, so I will record some outtakes for a future show. And we've locked in our meeting place and our date. So if you're in the UK area, or want to stop by and talk to me, I don't know why you'd want to talk to me, but hey, I'm going to be there. I'm going to have some beer and pizza with these guys. So, and try not to get drunk. And if you're interested in the meetup, you need to get with Heyoka. That's HEYOKA in our Discord. He's one of our mods. If you're planning, or you want to come by, or you want to be included in the meetup, he's the one organizing it. So I just want to let you know, just DM him if you do decide to stop by and meet up with me while I'm in the UK in June. Entertainment wise. Oh, also, sorry. Almost forgot another raid. Later in that day on Saturday, I did run another Garden of Salvation raid with my co-host here and other members. I think it was Allocate, Running Red Lion. We actually brought in a new member, Squirtle. I think it was his first time running through it too. I think he did great. King Tut. And did we do the Divinity run, didn't we, on that one?
No, that was the week before.
I know, I'm confusing.
You would love to remember.
That's right. King Tut was there in Seditajo. So I did get my last pattern for my aggressive burst 450 rifle, the Sacred Providence. I got it crafted as well. So when Iron Banner comes rolling around in a couple weeks, I will be trying that out as well and seeing how much fun I have with that. I'm still looking for the frames for that rapid fire sniper rifle, Omniscient Eye. It felt good in Crucible. I don't know how potent it's going to be, because it is rapid frame, but like I said, it's all about the sound and the look of the weapons. That's the main thing. So I will be streaming another Garden of Salvation raid. I believe so, this Saturday night at 10 p.m. Here on my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel as well, for those of you who want to jump in and say hi. Entertainment wise, my wife and I did see another movie this week using my AMC Stubs A-list membership. And the movie we saw was another A24 movie from the famed Alex Garland. You might remember one of his latest films, Civil War. I saw it last year and I did a review on it, one of the shows last year. And it was very, very good. You might also know his other past films like Annihilation, Ex Machina. He's got another movie coming out in June that we have definitely going to be on our list called 28 Years Later, which is a sequel to the 28 Days Later film long ago, and that was very good as well. It's about the apocalypse and zombies and all that good stuff, but it's set in the UK. His latest film was Warfare, and we saw it last night on the IMAX screen, and the surround sound alone was haunting. At one point, I swear to God, I heard someone cocking a gun behind me, and I literally looked to the back of the theater to see if there was some kind of terrorist and there was going to shoot up the movie theater. You know, you just never know these days. And but it wasn't. It was the surround sound was so good. The sound system was so fantastic. And of course, we're watching it in IMAX. The sound is just every shot of the weapon. You can feel it in your chest. It was just so you just felt like you were right there in them, in with them. But the film was really good. The entire film is about one singular moment in the Iraq conflict where Navy SEALs are getting trapped in an inner city, a home that they decide to take over and do sniper reconnaissance on. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. But I tell you what, man, they get trapped in there from everyone in this city does not want them there. And they fight for their lives to try to get the hell out of there. And I know for some of our veterans out there, it might be a little bit too real. Because I mean, just the gunshots alone, I don't know if some of our soldiers, I mean, this film really showed what our soldiers went through and how much head trauma they went through. There would be moments where F-16s would just jump and they called it show of force. They would lay down like carpet bombs or some kind of sonic weapon. And you could see every time they dropped that weapon, the soldiers suffered too, right there along with them. And it was just, it was really intense movie. It is based off memories of the actual men who were involved on the ground in that very conflict. So, yeah, it just showed, like I said, how much our servicemen go through. And it was really intense. I really was appreciative of what I did have in my life when I walked out of that theater and how these soldiers fought for our freedom. I mean, I get real emotional when it comes to our veterans. So, it got 93% from critics and audience. And I agree. It was a very gripping movie. It made you appreciate, like I said, the freedoms you now have in the present. I give this one another 4 stars, a solid, good movie. And you won't want to miss this one when it comes to streaming, and you know it will. So, I saw the final season of the episode of The Pit on HBO Max. I know I've talked in the past how I watch this medical drama after our show every Thursday. Well, last Thursday was the last episode of that season. And I'll tell you what, I'll say it again. It is the most realistic and best written medical drama I've seen yet. And it's based on one 12-hour shift of a day. Every episode is an hour long, is an hour span or a couple hours span of those people's shift. Working the emergency room in Pittsburgh. So, man, it's very great. It's just really, really good. I mean, there's some really good stuff out there on TV and streaming. If you can get past the first couple of episodes, I'm really enjoying Suits LA. The first couple episodes were really bad, but that and the Americas on Peacock, it showed some outstanding footage again. It basically talks about North and South America. This week it was the southern tip of South America, Patagonia, which I tell you what, there's some unique forms of life. It's a very diverse climate there. And it was really breathtaking to see the Americas. And it's Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Hanks does the narration on it. My wife and I are hoping to see The Amateur and The Drop next week. And I'll hopefully be able to share my thoughts on next week's show on those. But there's some really good movies coming out here, man. Thunderbolts on May 2nd. The Life of Chuck is coming out in May. Steven Spielberg directed it, but it's from a Stephen King novella. So that I saw the trailer last night. I didn't really explain what was happening, but with those two names, I'm definitely going to go. The Accountant 2, Ben Affleck, April 25th. Friendship, which is Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. We saw that trailer as well last night. It's a really, really dark comedy about two men who become friends and one decides not to become a friend anymore, and how strange a situation it ends up being. So those are some movies that I have on my list coming up, but that's it for me, Kingsley. Anything else that you forgot? Anything else we want to mention?
I'm great. No, sounds good.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we got a lot to do tonight. So let's jump right into this week in Destiny. All right. And I've been doing so much prep that I did not even pull it up. So I'm doing that right now. Yeah. It didn't even, the interface is all different too. My goodness.
Hold on. Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to, just in case it does help, is it okay? Yeah. I'm just going to disconnect and reconnect real quick.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And then plus I'm going to take a little drink.
Yep. Man, Discord has been a mess tonight, guys. It has just been the video is not syncing up right. Hopefully you guys are seeing me in real time, but with Kingsley, it's been.
Oh, it puts me on the other side.
Wait a minute. I think I can move you. No, hold on. I could have sworn I could have moved you. Options. No, it won't let me do that. Let me see if I can move you. No, it won't do that.
No, I know it didn't fix the problem, but
here.
I'm just talking about the overlay.
I see what you mean. It just puts you on the other side. Here, I'll fix it. I'll leave. Let's see how to do this. All right, I'm going to leave the stage and rejoin. See? Fixed. All done.
Fixed.
And my video is not coming up. Now it is. Oh, sorry, guys. I know the live crew's like, what the hell is going on here? Oh, man.
Yeah, we figured it wouldn't take that long to redo this, but...
Still on the wrong side. What the heck? Okay.
Like, what are you going to do when people come in and out? Maybe just don't have their video.
No, I can do this. We'll just do it this way. It's not as pretty, guys. Sorry. It's not as pretty, but we'll do it this way. It just makes sense because we're going to have a lot of people coming on the stage tonight, possibly. So, and I can still pop up your comments too. So we're good to go. Nova AC 1012. Good morning. Welcome to the show, man. All right. Can you name the movie again? I may need to watch it, as it'll be something for me to watch. The name of the movie is called Warfare. It's a very, very realistic, intense, very, very intense movie. So, yeah.
Do we, because it is, I think, talked about in the TWID also, do we want to spend 2 minutes talking about the Edge of Fate teaser or in a separate part later on?
No. Let's talk about it now because we got too much else to do tonight. So we're gonna breeze through this fast. Do you want to jump in on this, Kingsley? Do you mind doing it?
Yeah, I can for sure.
Okay, I'll start it and then throw you the mic.
1 second.
All
right. Okay.
Go 3.
I'm ready whenever.
All right, this week in Destiny for April 17th, 2025. This week in Destiny, we're ready to reveal the Edge of Fate. That's right, folks. We are pleased to not only confirm that's the name of our next content drop, but also the date we will reveal a lot more information about it. More details below. And I'm going to pass the mic on to my co-host Kingsleymac and have him share.
Yep. All right. So they did finally give us at least a date when we would know more about upcoming Destiny stuff. And this, goes along with the whole thing I've been kind of upset about, that we're getting more information about Marathon before we're getting more information about Destiny.
Yeah.
It kind of goes proving my point that I think they're just trying to distract us. But anyways, we do know that May 6th, 9 a.m. Pacific, so noon Eastern, we will get a reveal. Now, May 6th is also the date when the Ride of the Nine stuff comes out, the dungeon update. Right. But the thing we have to remember now is this is not called Frontiers anymore. We have to remember it was never called Frontiers. That was just a code name, a development name. So now we have the name of at least the first major part of the DLC. They'll probably have another name for the second half of the year. But it's called Destiny 2, The Edge of Fate, Ride of the Nine aspect. This also confirms some rumors I've read. I'm not going to get into all of it because, we shouldn't anyways, but like, I'm a little disappointed because based on what I knowing might be coming out. But what's your first idea on this, knowing more May 6th and that it's 9 focused?
I've always wanted to know more about the 9 ever since Xur was in that tower in Destiny 1. I wanted to know what this dude was about, and I'm so glad they're going down the road to talk about the 9, because I know a little bit of them from past seasons where I think there was someone that was Drifter's friend. I don't even know who. It was one of the 9 members of the 9 that Drifter was flirting with and was almost like romantically involved with, or at least friends with. And that's all I know really about the 9. They don't really share anything. And it was some deal they made with him as far as Gambit. It was back when Gambit first came out. I think it was the Drifter season, I think, is when they talked about that. But I can imagine when all the marathon info dropped last Saturday with that live stream. I think all the Bungie devs were just like, "Can we talk about it yet? Can we throw it out there now? Can we throw it out there now?" I think they were chomping at the bit to get some information out, but they probably had to stand in line and wait for,
why? This comes out before Marathon comes out.
Maybe they just didn't want to bombard their channels. I don't know. Really don't. But,
well, they should have pushed back the Marathon stuff, is in my opinion. But anyways,
yeah. We're going to get into
sorry,
that
that's
talk.
just a side point.
We're definitely going to get into
we'll
that
get
talk.
into more of that details later. I mean, it's nice to know more about the 9, but like, I'm still really concerned and skeptical of the actual storyline, the things I've read. It may not be quite what you're thinking, Todd. Like, we'll see, of course, when we get more trailers and stuff. But like, the actual like Destiny stuff we may be doing
Jokers
is not what everyone was expecting with the Dreadnought ship, and it just seems kind of cheesy and weird to me. But we'll see. I'll try to keep an open mind about it.
Well, I'm still thinking back to that sample art that they gave us a long time ago, and some of the dev reveal stuff, and it looked very interesting to me. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I always have an open.
It has to be more than just good art.
Oh, of course. But the worlds looked wild. They look really ragged. So I'm curious to see where they take us. Yeah. Here's the thing.
Well, we'll have.
It's not going to be a light and dark saga. It's going to be something else. So hopefully a new baddie.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
No bets. No bets yet.
I kind of know some things, but like, anyways,
Okay.
Again, I'm like very underwhelmed with what I know so far, but we'll see as things come up.
Yep.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the dogs. I'm on a different mic tonight.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Were you able to hear them?
Just a little bit. It's no big deal.
Okay, cool. I'll get that adjusted for another time. But anyways, next on the reveal, they talk about regarding those blocky weapons. Remember a few weeks ago where people stumbled that they were able to see that Ride of the 9 stuff that went live early.
Yeah.
And before they pulled it away, people were able to kind of get the weapons. I don't know if you remember, but that was an issue that came out with that last update.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they said it was kind of fun moment for the community, getting in and seeing the content before it was meant to see the sunlight. The activities represented a very early pass of what they were aiming for. They lacked balance passes, solo-friendly waypoints for Explorer mode, and more. So it's really kind of odd that it was able to get somewhat released, not even in a final state. I would almost understand more if it was ready and then they released it early.
Yeah.
But anyways, during the time where it was available for a little bit, the rewards associated were in what they call a primordial state. You got to see what the first steps in their weapon creation usually look like. So very blocky geometry, smooth textures, and placeholder perks. While they were able to patch out the activities quickly, of course, the weapons remained. They had intentions of updating these weapons at release, but they hit a few snags along the way. So while we initially noted rewards earned would be retained, they did have to be removed. Now, to be nice to us, I don't feel like they need to do this, but they want to turn this into a small celebration for all. So on May 6th, when this comes out, everyone will be granted 1,500 currency, which can be exchanged for Emissary for rewards.
$15.
This should be the equivalent to about 2 dungeon runs worth of weapon drops.
Now, currency, bright dust or silver?
No, the currency of the emissary currency.
Okay. I'm thinking
The
$15.
the currency, of course, the making.
Gotcha.
So they just said it's going to be worth 2 dungeon runs of weapon drops. So without having to do 2 dungeons and get those drops, you will get that amount of weapons basically from that currency.
What do they say? First one's free.
Yep.
They want you to say, "Oh, these weapons look cool. I want some more."
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still not very excited for this thing too. I'm more of a raider than a dungeoner, and I'm not really too convinced that this is going to get people excited playing the game a lot. But hey, it's something.
Yeah.
It is something.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have information on the Nightfall. Remember Sunless Cell Strike came back, and next week it will be the featured Nightfall for the first time ever. So how about we celebrate that with double Nightfall rewards? The featured Adept reward will be the Palindrome, a great hand cannon, for the second time since its reprisal. So this feels like the perfect opportunity to get more rolls, or your first one if you haven't earned it at all, and also to master a new strike at its hardest difficulties. But wait, there's more. It says, how about we all jump into Sunless Cell all together? You can help your friends, clanmates, Discord mates, creators, vast amazing communities, yada yada. What does everyone get for doing that? Well, they are making an emblem called Break Free, and they show a picture of it here in the TWID. And everyone who completes the strike on any difficulty, so you don't have to do Grandmaster level, but you got to do on any Nightfall, so even the lowest Legend level or whatever. And if you run it during that week, at least once from April 22nd till April 29th, you will get this pretty cool looking emblem.
Just throwing it out there. Soccer, what are you doing that week, brother? What are you doing, man? What are you doing that week?
Well, again, we don't have to do GM level, but you want to do the GM? Is that what you're saying, Todd?
Of course I do. Let's go big or go home, man. Let's go. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, but for people that just want the emblem, you don't have to do GM level, which is nice.
Nope.
And yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about doing this one potentially on GM level. I hear it's actually one of the easier GMs, but we'll see. Maybe things are still being tuned a little bit.
It looks good.
All right. So we got that emblem picture. And then they said that you'll get the emblem sometime after that date of April 29th. But once we have it ready and confirmed, everyone who's run the Nightfall, it will be yours in your collection.
It's a Palindrome Steel Zealot. That's the featured weapon.
That Palindrome. Yep. Pretty toasty hand cannon with some good rolls.
He was asking what the featured weapon was going to be. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Trials of Osiris, of course, information there. If you jump in starting tomorrow, as of when we're reading this, so, done if you're listening to the podcast after the fact, for the most part, and you still may have a day, but this week you have a chance to get the new Keen Thistle sniper rifle. It's an interesting name, Keen Thistle.
It's a Haka sniper, yeah. Real heavy gun.
Gotcha.
I've got a few of them.
They're just reminding us that, we've talked about this a lot, but no need to go flawless run anymore to earn an Adept reward. Just with a streak of 3 consecutive wins, you can earn them as post-match rewards. And when reaching the lighthouse after earning 7 total wins. So stay focused, put on your favorite Crucible build, and make Saint and yourself proud.
I might do it.
You going to be going for that at all?
I might.
Trials this weekend?
Saturday's my day to try it. So I did it on Sunday too. One time when I went to the lighthouse, I went on a Saturday and a Sunday, but I definitely don't do it Friday. If you're a casual Trials player, I'm telling you, all the trial streamers and helpers and all those people out there that are real sweaty, they're all jumping in on Fridays at reset. So if you're a casual player, don't put yourself through that. Wait until the weekend, because you'll get a better mix of players other than the streamers and God tier players.
Gotcha.
Damn Tay Poetry, welcome.
All right. They talk about they're changing their communication a little bit just with the names of the accounts and what they're going to do. I don't think you all need to worry about this too much, but in case you really want to geek out, Bungie Help is changing their name to Bungie Server Status. and it's going to continue to show maintenance information, error codes, fixed issues, game outages, website outages. Not much change there. However, what they said they're going to be adding into that is information about Marathon also. So we'll see how this goes. It should be fine, but if for some reason down the road it clogs up too much communication on Marathon, also in the Destiny help channel, we'll take that. But I don't think we need to worry about it right now. Destiny 2 team, that seems kind of the same. It's going to be more kind of like what was considered Destiny news before, but insights from the team, community highlights, patch notes, also bugs, workarounds, and fixed timelines. So this one is definitely just Destiny 2 information. So it's kind of like Destiny news, how it was before, but they will have a little bit of Destiny help in there also. So maybe a little more focused on Destiny 2 there. And then the Destiny the game channel. And by the way, these are all on Discord, Blue Sky, Twitter, X, Threads. Just reminding that they have their communication in all those places. Destiny the game is staying about the same. That's more of a marketing one.
Yeah.
Game news, reset information, blog post, community highlights. They come out with those little things like, have you tried the Nightfall this week? Hop in, just kind of those fun little things.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So nothing too crazy there, but just they wanted to let us know.
Right.
They remind us about community features and community highlights. And over the years, they've greatly enjoyed following creators through this community and highlighting their content, gameplay guides, outstanding artists, cosplay, in-game fashion, you name it.
Yep.
So we frequently feature this content with our blog to shine the spotlight directly on these players. And to give them a token of thanks for their time via community emblems, we appreciate all who create within the community, especially when your inspiration comes from the heart. We'd like to give a reminder to all those that some emblems have rules and requirements. Every so often, we also highlight or feature content from our social media accounts. We would like to share more community content more frequently in our social media channels. A quick reshare isn't always going to lead to an emblem unless we have an emblem giveaway announced, but any creative endeavor featured in the TWID will qualify. So, TLDR, they want to focus on even more, maybe have a little smaller ones, shout outs on their social channels. You probably won't get an emblem there, but if you do get featured in the actual TWID, you will still get that emblem. New Bungie bounty. Did we already talk about this? No, maybe it wasn't in a previous TWID. Starts
the bounty for good.
For the Crucible. Yeah. Bounty for good.
Yeah, this is the Guardian's mental health emblem.
I feel like we talked about it some.
Yeah, we
but
did.
Maybe we didn't.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
But they're reminding us.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely want to do that. Yeah, those are some good guys, man. We tried to get them booked on our show, and the schedules just didn't line up. But we might talk with them later in the year, possibly. I'll get with Nate on that and see if we can bring them back when their next campaign's coming around. But yeah, they're
a reminder. Guys. It starts Tuesday, April 22nd, and you can support their work, their important work, by donating to our Stress Awareness Month campaign. A $10 donation earns the awesome Love is in the Mine Saver emblem. So you can check out that emblem in the TWID also.
Definitely jump on that, guys, because they only do a few campaigns every year to raise money for probably their next budget year. They mail out mental health kits. That's the main thing they do with the people who ask, and they go to conferences and all that stuff. So make sure just pay the $10. I mean, you'll get a cool emblem to boot, but it's going to a really good cause. So definitely jump in and get that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Destiny 2 Fashion Week is back. They have a lot of themes that you can look at. We won't go through the whole long list.
Yeah.
But things like, cherry blossom, happy birthday armor. You can pick your theme.
Artifact seeker.
Yep. There's a bunch in here.
There's a lot.
Remember to use the D2 Fashion Feedback hashtag if you do that, so we can find it.
Ooh.
And we have previewed an ornament for Verity's Brow and Worm God's Caress. What do you think of these?
I like it. That looks good. I like the half face. That looks really good. The Verity's Brow is the ugliest helmet ever. I mean, if you're a Void,
right?
If you like to use Void, it's very nice to have. But Man, that's much better. Much better.
And this is coming out for along with Edge of Fate. So they're kind of giving us a preview of that, what this ornaments look like.
Very nice.
Check it out in the TWID. Player support report. Todd, is anything broken this week?
Shit, I wish I had my shit's broken on. But no, shit. It's a smaller list, but shit's broken, guys. If there's anything that you think you're having issues with, Bungie.net, you can go there and read off the laundry list of stuff that it might be.
And a good reminder, our Discord does a great job.
Yes.
We kind of separated the channels a little bit ago, where you can go to the Destiny Help channel and see all the posted things. If you're not sure if you have any, like, am I the only one getting this error right now? Go to that channel. You'll see if it's a known issue with Destiny or whatever is going on with the game.
Sounds good.
So we have some good resources on our Discord.
Excellent.
All right. What else? Artist of the week. Yeah. Good stuff there. Good stuff as always. And they're excited, of course, to give us more stuff.
Can it be May 6th already? That's got to be. I know. That's Cosmo, I think.
Yep. Can't see all your reactions. Of course, it'll be a fun, whatever they show us, Vidoc video trailer, yada, yada, yada. But we will see when it comes out how it is. So that is all for this week. Twit out.
Thank you, Kingsley. Appreciate you doing that for me. I've been busy putting so much stuff together for tonight's show. I appreciate you. Appreciate you jumping in and taking the steering the boat on that one.
No problem.
All right. Well, I've been chomping at the bit to talk about this, and let's get into it. We'll do that with our topic of the week right after this. All right. I'm going to tie this into the question of the week, Kingsley. Somebody pull it up real quick.
All right.
I'm going to have to leave the chat for a minute. Rodimus, I meant to say hi to you, man. What's up, man? The question of the week. Boom. Okay, here we go. 3, 2. All right, I'm going to combine actually our question of the week with our discussion about the marathon gameplay reveal. It basically was a live stream this last Saturday. They covered a lot. They talked about a lot of stuff, but I still think they didn't tell us enough. But our question of the week is, now that you have seen the gameplay and Bungie's live stream about the new marathon, what are your feelings about it now? Because we asked last week, are you interested in marathon without anybody seeing anything? So we figured we'd revisit this question now that people have seen a gameplay reveal and stuff. And 14% said, I love it and I'm all in. The majority of people responded saying there are things that I liked, but some questions unanswered. So we'll see. That was almost 62% of our respondents said that. C, which was, I do not like what I saw in this game is not for me. That was about 10%. And then finally, just for funsies, we put what is marathon? And 14% said, what is marathon?
You told me to put that.
I did.
And I actually voted for it.
I was being a smart ass. So I get that. But we had a lot of comments on this, man. Tazo Trade chimed in and said, definitely needing to try out the alpha or beta if available. I won't pay for this game without someone playing it first. If it's a cost game rather than a free to play, and I do end up enjoying it, I will still only buy it on a discount, only if it's about $20-ish for the game. Even if I enjoy it, I don't see myself playing nearly as much as a proper PvE game. Moyu Monger chimed in. He says, I really love Hunt Showdown, and I'm very excited to play a more friend compared to Tarkov extraction shooter. More friendly, I think is what he's trying to say there. The gameplay looks good, and I'm glad it's not a hero shooter. I think one feature I would like, and maybe it's been discussed, but something like a save a weapon feature, kiosk that you can bank for loot at a feature game. Something that you interact with in the middle of the game, that you place a weapon or some piece of equipment, and then it gets beamed out of the game or into a menu storage or whatever you have. Then you lose out on the weapon in that instance, but then you can use it in a different game, almost like sacrificing a better chance at a current game to really boost your odds. And I'll talk about that. McMaximo said the only thing that sounds worse than a PvP game is a PvP game that also adds in really tough AI enemies. And from what I'm hearing, these AI enemies will kick your butt. Bungie themselves says there's a lot of death in this game, so you can imagine how miserable that would be for me, a not so great PvP player. Hard pass. And then finally, Deadpool One Merc said, "It looks interesting, but I'm still not sold. I'd like to play the beta so I can get a better experience. Just watching something doesn't do it for me. I got to actually get a feel for it." All right, so we kind of got an
So,
idea of what our community thought about it. So what do you think
yeah, I want
about
to
it?
talk about the poll for a
Yeah, go
little
for it.
bit
Go
too.
for it.
Like,
Sure.
so we got 21 responses, which is good. Now,
Mhm.
I expected people would vote this way. I mean, this didn't really change anyone's opinions one way or the other yet. People that were unsure before are still unsure with the reveal. Most people, and I heard you might be different, but I'm about the same too. I don't feel more one way or the other. Like, we really have to just play the game, see what the price is and everything. But this poll didn't change any. I mean, this reveal didn't really change many people's opinions one way or the other. So many people are still just unsure at this point. What do you think on that?
I'm going to be totally honest here. When I first saw the gameplay reveal, I was underwhelmed. And I got
So
it.
you changed more the other way,
I
right? Because weren't
actually,
you excited at first?
I was excited. And then I started looking at some of the actual player interfaces in the game as they were going through their inventory and stuff. But I tell you what, I think I know what it is. Why I didn't like it at first is I don't like the art style of this game. It's more cartoony. If you look at the weapons, you know what? Here, the only way I can explain it is to show you. So let me show you.
I was warning you about that too, and you
Yeah.
seemed to ignore me a couple of weeks ago.
No, it's because I already had something planned for this, but I just want to show you. I just want to
Or
show
you had
you.
hope against hope; it wouldn't be cartoony.
Well, I just want to show you what the world I came from when it comes to competitive shooters. This, for instance, I'm going to do a full screen share here. Please let this be the right screen. I forgot to do this in pre. Let me see if I can do it in studio mode. Maybe I can do my full screen share here.
If anyone's in the chat that did watch it but didn't vote for the poll, feel free and give us your comments too.
Okay, I got the right one.
If you just vamping here while
the right one.
Todd's looking.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to make sure I had that set up right. I forgot. I set everything up for the stream except that. This is just want to give you a little taste of, and I'll give full credit to the YouTubers I used here for this footage. It's all in you'll see it in the display here, but this is where I came from when it comes to competitive shooters. I'll share my screen here too. Look how realistic these shooters are. I mean, this is Battlefield 4. This was a game I played a ton of hours in. Okay. And then, of course, they went to Battlefield 5, which was this was more of a World War I shooter. But you can see how realistic this game is. I mean, look at this. Everything has vibrant colors and everything looks so real, like you're right there. You transform into the game. And then, of course, your regular Call of Duty stuff, I mean, look how realistic all this stuff is. Look how clear the textures are. Look how everything looks. It just looks so crystal clear. And of course, what I love to play is, of course, Call of Duty Zombies. I have to mute this, but you can see super clear gameplay, and I mean, just you feel like you're right there, right? And then of course, Destiny, PvP. I mean, this is what I love to play in Destiny is PvP. I mean, look how crystal clear all this is. You can easily pick up the enemies. Everything was super clear. And then we go to the marathon reveal, and shoot, I forgot to pull it up here. Let me pull it up real quick. The marathon reveal. It is 50 things. Well, no, here I can use this. This was from Astrocross's stream showing the gameplay reveals here, and if you look at this, look how hazy everything looks, and the color palette. The weapons don't even look real. This is Astercross, by the way, if you don't know, one of our major Destiny 2 streamers. I just can't explain it. I know everything's character based and stuff, but it's look how grainy, look how artificial this all looks. I mean, look how the lights, all the lighting is so dim and I don't know. But anyway, this is when I said I was a little disappointed at first. This is why, because I came from playing very realistic shooters like the ones I just showed you there. And I don't know if this is going to be a kind of game that I'm really going to get into. Because
I mean, just like how you can't stand anime or whatever, even though you should give it a chance.
Yeah, I know I should watch more anime, but it's the kind of thing where it just, the color palettes or something, just doesn't jive with me. And then I saw them going through their inventory and stuff, and it just looked janky. It looked like it was unfinished. I looked at the auto rifles, I looked at the game and stuff, and it just looked like I couldn't look at the textures on the gun like I'm playing Call of Duty or even more a Destiny. You pick up a Destiny gun and you hold it in your hand, you can see the battle scratches on it and stuff, and it just didn't feel real. It just didn't feel real to me. It felt like a very arcadey type shooter. But what do you think?
I'm still surprised that you're surprised, because I feel like we knew all along it was going to be like a very bright, kind of like cartoony looking thing when they showed us preview images and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, it could still be a really good game, regardless of the art style, regardless if you like it or not. You know, sometimes you'd be surprised you can get into games that don't look visually pleasing, but that you actually have fun with. And then the other thing to remember, to be fair, is, and I'm just giving other points. I have opinions too. I don't know that I'm into this game, but
I hear you.
Remember, it is pre-alpha. They did say they're going to be doing some more shader stuff. I don't actually think it looks that necessarily muddy or like unclear, but at the same time, they are going to be optimizing a lot more still. It's not coming out till September 23rd. There's still a lot of work that can be done between now and then, but the overall art style is not going to change. So it's still going to have those purples and yellows and very bright cartoony colors.
Weird color. I just, the color vibe is weird.
Also, Bungie has not always made games that look exactly like Destiny and looks like. So you also can't expect, just because you like Destiny so much, that every Bungie game that comes out will always look like Destiny, you know?
Here's the thing. They spent years working on this game. I just don't Mega Christian videos. I love Borderlands. I love the cell shading, but it's a PvE game. It has story, and you can still pick up on reactions and it's a different kind of texture. But yeah, absolutely. If you're talking about Borderlands gameplay is amazing. And the voice lines are second to none. The character voice lines and stuff, the voice acting is very good in Borderlands. And Borderlands 2, I mean, I put so many hours in that game. Here's the problem with Borderlands 2 though. Once you play through the entire campaign with all the characters, there's nothing more to do. I'd never really had fun going back and playing the whole story again on another character. It just was boring after a while because the story doesn't change.
Yeah, Destiny 2.
Yeah, exactly.
On another character.
It's kind of the same, but I'm thinking here, they spent all this time on this extraction shooter when and you're going to probably agree with me here, I think they should have spent time making a new, not even Destiny, but a new PvE game. I think they should have come up with.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, because, like, don't you think truly, if you had, because you like PvP a lot.
Don't worry, I got my.
If they made a good PvP game, do you think it's better that for the greater good, not for your opinion? Let's assume the PvE or the PvP game is great.
Yeah.
Do you think they should have made a PvP game or a PvE game?
Here's my
greater good.
Here's my my train of thought on this. I think Bungie realized they could not keep up with the pace in Destiny 2 of creating, because they would spend half a year or a full year in advance creating content for us to play in PvE, and we would gobble it up. And then people would be complaining there's nothing left to do in Destiny. Remember those days? There's nothing left to do. I've already played all the campaign. I've already jammed through I jammed through the whole story in an 8-hour
Well, it's
session on
these
day
days
one.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
these days too. And
Mhm.
I think they said, you know what? We need to get smart about this. We need to create a game where they probably looked out there and said, what is a game we can make where we only have to produce content a season at a time, and light content, like not anything, the basic overlay of the game, in other words, the maps are all going to be the same. They don't need to, if they make those, they're hard assets. They're in there. And all we have to do is just throw new gear and stuff at them and make up a few new things, maybe a new shader or some new armor, or a new cosmetic or something. It's a lot easier to do that on a game that is repeatable. And the one thing that Destiny, I don't think has ever had a hard time with their PvE game in Destiny 2 is having an activity that people want to play over and over again. The seasonal activities, to me, once I run through them 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times, I don't want to see those I don't want to see those activities again. Once you run through them so many times, they're all the same. It's like me playing Borderlands again on the second time around. It's just not fun. You know what's going to happen. There's no surprises. It's like watching a movie again. You're like, I've already seen that movie. And there's no surprises. I'm not going to get the same impact from watching that movie. So I think they said, you know what can we make that has a repetitive play cycle that people will have fun over and over again? Which, to me, that's why I play a lot of Crucible, because every game is different and I have friends that enjoy it as well. What is something we can make that is a repeatable activity, something that we can just refresh every now and then, that, we don't have to come up with big cutscenes and stuff. And I think they said, we need to make a PvP game. And
However, though, even Bungie said that this game is probably not for majority of Destiny PvE players.
that goes to my second point, Kingsley.
Yeah.
Why on earth would they make a game that's not for Bungie lovers, that isn't for people who love Bungie games?
Well, I have an answer to that, because you being the shill, you can't think outside of your experience, but maybe people that don't, maybe still for the greater good, even though we won't enjoy it, more overall people will enjoy it that don't play Destiny, that haven't been on Bungie bandwagon yet. It's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know that that'll happen, but it's possible.
Well, and then there's the rumored $40 price tag. I think that's the rumor, that it's going to go for $40 like Concord did. And I think Bungie's banking on even the non PvP players in Destiny. I think they're still going to buy it. I think there's still a lot of them are going to buy the game. I think even if you say you're not going to buy it, you're just the curiosity factor, and $40. I mean, for most of us adults, $40 isn't going to break us. Might spend and invest $40 in the game. And I'm thinking, because you're investing $40 in the game, and this isn't true for everyone, but you almost feel like you have an investment in the game. So you at least want to give it a fair shake, right? And then once they get hooked on that repetitive gameplay cycle, and the activities, and once they start getting experience in the worlds, and after they died a million times, start getting smart. And from what I'm hearing, map knowledge is going to be everything in this game, because I have 4 maps, I think, is what I heard.
Of course.
And when you know your map knowledge, that's half. I mean, even in Crucible, because they cut so many maps back, knowing where to go in the maps and knowing where the sight lines are, that is such an advantage for someone just walking in there not knowing where the hell everybody's going to be going. So I think the fact that Bungie kind of learned their lesson about sunsetting armor and weapons, and how that really put a black eye on their studio, I think that's another reason why they're going to refresh loot every season too. Every season it's a wipe. Everything gets wiped and you start all over again. I think the reason that's important is because, one, you're going to say, hell with it. I got this gold gun, or this gold camo or ammo, or a backpack, or whatever it may be, or I got this legendary rifle. I need to use it while I got it. And I think it's going to have that. It goes against my grain, because I like to collect stuff and I want to pull stuff out and have fun and play with things that I've had stored. And I'm like, okay, like that Sacred Provenance aggressive rifle finally got crafted. As soon as Iron Banner comes around, I'm going to put that sucker in my inventory and go play it. That's the sauce, man, in Destiny, that you can grab a weapon anywhere in the game and jump into Crucible and see how it kills other Guardians. But with this game, it's going to be like Borderlands. I mean, it really is. What happens in Borderlands? The weapons erupt out of an enemy or a boss when you kill them. The weapons just go everywhere, and everyone's out there just scooping them up. And sometimes you'll get a really great weapon. Like when I played Borderlands 3, and I didn't play it all the way through. It lost me. It wasn't like Borderlands 2. I got this one gun that had like subwoofers on it. I was like, this is the coolest gun. It actually throws a sonic blast at enemies and blows them away. Well, what happened when I got to 2 or 3 levels above it? I wanted to keep it so bad. I had to destroy it because one, I had limited vault space. I couldn't hold everything. And the gun was useless against the level enemies I was now fighting. So I think it's going to be the same way. This kind of the same mentality, at least with Marathon, is the fact that people will grab a gun, say, oh, this is a good gun from what I've heard. Go use it. And when they die, they don't have a second thought. They're looking for another one of those guns again or something like that. And I think that's what they're counting on. They don't want people stacking up their vaults like they did in Destiny, which we're going to fix that problem soon. But I mean, what do you think about that part of it? The guns.
Well, on that part specifically, funny enough, that's what would get me a little more likely to try the game. I kind of like the idea of when you go into a encounter, a game, that you're kind of like, people are somewhat on level playing field, and you're just trying to, it's like a puzzle. You're trying to work with what you have rather than like, oh, I've earned all these weapons, I'm going to hold on to them forever. And some are meta, so it's like always use those ones because it's obvious. I would actually rather it be more variable. And I like the idea of master resets for season. I still don't know that I'll love this game because it's not really a game that I would be into.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about, unless you want to do something else first, but I do want to talk about how we predict it'll do, and the community in general, what they're thinking about the game. Not our community, but like the world community in general.
I wanted to read a post here in our Discord chat. Scarlett Maddie said, I heard a comment that I liked this past week, and it was a game for everyone is a game for no one, which is curious, but it makes a lot of sense to me, as I think we just haven't seen the best of what is the game. What is in the game. Not sure. I don't want to make excuses for them, but I would like to have fun in the worlds they make. Certainly. As far as that, this is what boggles my mind though. Why would they make a game that only 10% of Destiny players are going to jump into? Man, that is a hill to climb, man. That is a hill to climb. So what they're counting on
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. If like, let's say, because you're thinking too small-minded, and remember, not a lot of people play Destiny these days in the big picture, but if they make a game that only 10% of the people of Destiny are interested in, but if like 30%, I know this isn't going to be the case, the general population is interested in, that is way better than caring just about the Destiny people.
Yeah.
And I think there is potential here. That was going on one of my next points about, I think this is a game for slightly younger people. I don't just mean like kids, but like slightly younger people, a game for people that are PvP adjacent, that are maybe into these other types of games, that some of those people that I've talked to behind the scenes are actually at least a little more open-minded and interested in this game than you and I are. So that is a potential data point that, again, the overall, calling out millennials, Gen Z, whatever, but the overall, even if it's not good for Destiny people, I don't care. Bungie probably doesn't care either, as long as they can get the overall community interested in this game. When I say overall PvP attraction shooter type people that would consider playing a game like that, if they can get a lot of those people, who cares if you don't like it? Who cares if I don't like it? At least the game will be successful if they can get those people and do good with it that way.
Well, counterpoint, there are a lot of Destiny players out there. They're just not playing Destiny right now. As soon as they drop some fresh meat on the bone, watch how many people flock back to play Destiny. Yes, it's not the same numbers as Lightfall. People got burned and a lot of them didn't come back, but there's still a very large contingent of Destiny players out there that are just waiting for something new to come out, other than these episodes, because let's face it, the episodes were
Well,
nothing like I thought they were going to be. They fell flat. They had so much opportunity there, but I'm not going to go down that road. But here's the thing, Kingsley. My second counterpoint: Tarkov, PUBG, Fortnite. These are very, very strong games as far as player loyalty and communities that play together in these three games alone. Not to mention the other, even higher tier, higher level games. I don't know. Do you really think Bungie's going to be able to pull people away from these games? Do you really think it? And that's a small. By the way,
well,
that's a small
yeah.
ecosystem of of extraction people who like to play extraction shooters. And I don't even know if there's people in our Discord here that even know what an extraction shooter is. Probably have never played one before.
Yeah, again, that's because we're the Destiny people. But yeah, I still think I'm trying to find the line too that Bungie even said. I still just think like you're thinking it too much on a Destiny and just your
Right.
point of view thing. I think Bungie kind of doesn't even care that they said something like, "We know this game isn't going to be for a lot of Destiny players." They didn't use those exact words. I'm
Mm.
trying to find where they said it. So
Well,
I
I can.
think whether you think that's a smart choice or not, that's
Yeah.
what they're actually thinking, Todd. So you got to
Yeah.
be
Well,
admit that they don't really care if Destiny 2 players,
that's not good.
you know,
That's
yeah.
another mark against them. That's going to make it even tougher for them to get people to accept the game. But I did notice that the TTK was about the same as Crucible. So I think people who play Crucible every week, I think will have a lot better time playing this, though, because they know it's that prime gun feel that, heck, let's face it, with the Tiger engine, Bungie makes that gun feel so good, better than anything I've ever played. Obviously, that's why I still play Crucible to this day, even if I'm getting my ass kicked. But I think PvP players will probably have a better chance. But my worry is that the PvE players are going to jump in and on day one just get annihilated and then turn it off and never play it again. Because it's easy to
Well,
it's easy. Trust me,
that's
for me, it's easy to take things personally when you're playing against another player. It
I
just
mean, that's a
is.
little silly if people are buying a game and they have no idea
Yeah,
what it is. Like, we'll be warning people this is not a PvE game. I mean, there is some
yeah,
PvE elements to it and stuff, but
yeah.
yeah, here's the line here.
Okay.
They put a lot of qualifiers on this. They're talking about we don't expect Marathon to become anything like Destiny or replace Destiny. We believe it's a totally separate game. If you like Destiny and you happen to like a lot of PvP sandbox experiences, and those are other games that you like to play, then we think that Marathon could be something very exciting for you. So see how many qualifiers they put
Yeah,
on that?
yeah.
And,
They're being careful about what they're saying. But there was
yeah.
I think that the director uh said in chat when they was being interviewed that maybe this game just isn't for you. And man, I tell you, I think I heard on another podcast said that too. And I was like, ooh, that's not good. You don't want to talk that way to your player base. These are loyal people who love Bungie games. And I guarantee you a majority, all right, let's just say 50-50 of people who played Halo and have played even Marathon back in the day when Bungie was just a young company and Destiny. I think at least 50% of them are going to try this game because think about it. It's an extraction shooter, but with that Destiny gun feel. And I think a lot of people are going to feel comfortable with that gun feel in the movement and stuff. But that's another thing I heard is I heard there's no flying or jumping around like there is in Destiny. So it's boots on the ground. You can slide. I've heard that there's a lot of limiting factors to movement. So we'll have to see, man. I think there's going to be a little
Yeah,
bit of a skill gap there.
I don't think anywhere near 50% of people will try this just based on the word of the street people I'm talking to too. I
Yeah,
probably won't even buy it when it all comes down to it, but that'd be interesting. We got to
yeah,
take more polls as it gets closer. But
yeah. We will
that leads to the point. One last thing I wanted to talk about
go
is
for it.
how we think it'll do. I mean, you kind of been talking on that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give some interesting nuanced things because I've gone back and forth a ton. And I have no idea how well this might do. It's such a wild card, in my opinion,
Okay.
because at first, when it was shown,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. Like, and then I was talking to some people and in adjacent communities and stuff, and at least some of the things they were saying were not negative. They were like, actually, I think I might try this. It looks kind of interesting. There's some cool aspects that they're doing here that are different than Tarkov or this or that or whatever. And so then I was like, you know what? Again, this may be just a totally different community that we're not in of people that'll try this game. Then, so I was kind of positive at first. Then, like a day or two later, I was negative again because some uh, print people did some informal polls on Twitter, just community world in general. I don't know if this is true, but from what I saw from some informal polls is up to 80% of people online said like, I'm not interested in this at all. So I'm like, oh boy, that's not great news. But then I changed again because what might be a wild card here too is I kind of predict that, and we always say that Bungie does good marketing, but no. I mean, like, I think this time around for this game, especially since it's a new game, it's not like they're just marketing Final Shape or something. This is a brand new game. I think marketing is going to be off the charts with this game,
Oh,
especially as it leads up.
oh,
It's still pre-alpha right now, but they're going to do so much, like more than we ever saw with Destiny in the past. With, remember, like the Pop Tarts you could buy and this and
right,
that with,
right.
and the Rockstar drinks or whatever the hell, all the different things that they did back in the day. But even just, they were smart already. They did this campaign on Discord where you can see a little advertisement for Marathon and get a little thing around your profile picture.
Yep.
And that's going out everywhere, not just in Destiny communities. And people are like, oh, what's this? And they might click on it. They might get that little thing and watch the video. And I think the commercial video for Marathon, the one that we have so far, is pretty good, actually.
Yep.
So people may watch that and they may actually be talked into getting this game. Now, that's a different point than how good it actually does long run. But I think if they can do that $30, $40 price point, and if marketing is really good, which I'm predicting it will be, I at least think the initial buy-in and this game, I'm going back and forth all the time on what I think it'll do, but right now I'm more on an upswing again where I think at least initial sales will do really good for this game.
Sony learned its lesson with the what was the game that flopped? Concord. They didn't do any marketing. It was just kind of shadow dropped, like just real quickly. I mean, there was very little lead up to it. They had one so-so promotion in at the Game Awards, showed the different characters and stuff, and I thought it was okay, but there wasn't any really hype over the game, and I think Sony's going to throw money at this, man. They're definitely going to throw money at this.
They will. And here's a couple positives in the live chat too. Rodimus says he'll spend the money to try it.
Yep.
And then
I was surprised by that.
Prince Riznes says, I feel like there's so many nowadays that the only reason I'd be willing to try it is for the visuals. And visually, it's very different, which seems fun. So for him, it's actually a benefit.
A
He's
plus.
willing to try this game because it looks different.
It's the color palettes that are just wigging me out. But for me, it's going to depend on, one, is the game repeatable? What's the progression plan? How important will be the loot? Will build crafting be worth it compared to Destiny 2? Because they did say there was some build crafting in this. The one thing I think that they're going to be adding in the game, and one of our members in our community, I think, commented on this in our question of the week, is Moyu Monger. I think they're going to have something where you can save one item that gets shot to your vault in the cloud or something, because maybe just to appease the PvE players who want to at least try to collect a weapon and be able to jump in a fresh game instead of mid game trying to pick it up, and try to see how it works and stuff. And another thing I think they need to have, like Apex had, they're going to need a shooting range, man. You got to have a place where you can go and test these weapons and get good at using them. See what the recoil pattern is and stuff, Think of all the content creators that can make gun videos on the certain gun that you get. If you get this legendary gun, here's how it fires. If you get this mod on it, this is the way it'll fire. It's unlimited content there for Marathon, which only makes the game more playable. But the more people see these videos, they get hyped to play it. And live streaming, of course, is going to be very important as well. I think there's going to be a lot of Destiny content creators that are going to push it. They're definitely going to put it in their repertoire as far as streaming games. Like I said, it's going to depend. I've heard some things this week that got me excited, that made me think, okay, maybe I'm not giving this a chance. I think Scarrow played it and he talked about a lot of different things that he really enjoyed about it. And he started talking about aspects of the game that they didn't mention in the live stream. They didn't share enough in the live stream. That's where I'm irritated, because I don't really know what I watched. I really don't know what I watched. All I watched was a dimly lit extraction shooter, and I learned about the different characters briefly, but I don't know what, I don't have a big enough picture. And I think that's why 62% of the people said I might be interested in
Yeah.
playing this,
Well,
but I don't know enough
it's
yet.
too early. It's not even for sale yet, so it doesn't even matter that they haven't shown us enough stuff yet. Like I think we're jumping the gun, obviously, and we love talking about this stuff
Of
because
course.
it's the
Yeah.
topics. But
Yeah. But to answer your
uh,
question, do I think it's
yeah.
gonna last? I think if,
Well, I wonder. It's two-part. How do you
okay,
think it'll do for initial,
I
and
think,
then how do you think it'll last? Because I don't think it'll last, but I think it'll do good for initial. That's my prediction.
I think initially it'll get a pretty good hit because they're going to promote the hell out of it. And let's face it, with Bungie slapping their name on it, there's still a little bit amount of trust from Bungie players that think Bungie's going to make a great game. I think the PvE players are going to try it and probably peace out. I think they could possibly even get, I'm guessing, $500,000 the first week. And then I think it'll go back down to probably maybe a little higher than our average numbers every week with Trials of Osiris, maybe 30, 40K once the game is established. And the question is that enough for Bungie? Because let's face it, man, they really weren't aiming at PvE players here. They're aiming at PvP. They're aiming at us Crucible players. And I'll tell you what, that's only 10% of the player base that plays Crucible, or even less that plays Trials. Probably 5% play Trials. If I was to guess, I bet you my numbers are pretty close
And
on that.
again, this isn't just for Destiny players.
I
I guarantee
understand.
you there's going to be a lot of people buying this game that have never even touched Destiny or stepped away from Destiny.
It could be a gateway, not a gateway drug, but a gateway game for people to find out about Destiny. Because face it, I
doubt that.
I don't know, man. I was a Call of Duty player, and I was so tired of Call of Duty and all the toxicity. And when I saw this beautiful looking game in 2013 at the game, at the, what was then called something else, I was sold, man. Day one.
If they like Marathon, they'll hop over to Destiny PvP and be like, "What's this shit?"
maybe. I don't know. It's a totally different game than regular Crucible is. But I think for people who don't like extraction shooters, they can always fall back and play the Crucible.
That's
Crucible.
true.
It may even bump Crucible numbers a little bit. It may be for people who are like, well, I love this feel of these guns, but maybe I just don't like extraction shooters. So let's maybe try the arena shooter part of it in Destiny 2. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty low bar to get into.
Well,
if it's still free
I
to
just
play.
challenge you to think bigger. Don't just think of it in a Destiny point of view, because they don't want to either. They want to make more money. If they were only selling to Destiny players, they're already screwed. So hopefully bigger point of view is what's more important.
I think they could have, I think they could have showed a lot more during that live stream, and we would have gotten even more excited, but they didn't show enough of the game systems. And, Destiny did that. Destiny showed how a person was wandering through a patrol zone and said, "Oh, there's some friends over there jumping over." They showed part of how the game comes about. And another challenge they have is, how do you explain a PvP game when you don't have cutscenes, when you don't have anything really to beautifully to show people? All you can show is gameplay. And let's face it, watching people go around and shoot each other, that's not really exciting unless you're there shooting the gun. So anyway, but yeah, I hope I get an alpha code. I'd like to play the alpha.
You think so? Yeah.
I haven't got anything yet. I keep an eye on my
yeah, I remember people, it's closed alpha, so don't expect to get into it. There will be a beta at some point.
We'll be able to talk about it.
And also, again, September 23rd, a lot will still change. It's not like the main game will change, but a lot still can from them. And that's why it's good to have these closed alphas. They may even have a second alpha, because usually when they use the word closed alpha, that implies there'll be a different alpha, and then there'll be a beta.
I'm sure there'll be a beta.
And then, everything. So it'll be really interesting to see. I'm sure we'll be talking about it tons more in the future too. And who knows how things will go with it.
Yeah, that's all I pretty much had to say. It's like you said, it's very early. We don't know a whole lot about Marathon from what I've heard from other podcasts and some streamers that were actually part of the Trials team that played it. So I know I watched Grenader Jake, and he said, I'll be honest, when they first brought me before this second group it came in, I hated it. I hated this game. It was terrible.
Well, and that was even a pre alpha, not
It
even an
was,
alpha.
but
Yeah.
he says they've made a lot of changes, and from what I've heard too, this is what I've heard from people who've played and tried the game in this test. If you can get past the first couple days to just learn how to do everything, then it'll all start to click, and then you might actually start having some more fun. So, I don't know.
Maybe you'll get past the colors.
maybe I'll just, like I said, until I jump in and see, I'll have to just see. But you can see from my gaming past how realistic shooters I moved have played in my lifetime. And I'm talking, I played Battlefield 4 for like 4 years. I want to say 3 or 4 years with my same buddies every night. It was a fun game. It's super ultra realistic. So I'll have to see if I can buy into this system and this layout. So,
you know what's funny? I just had a thought. Like, I really think it's kind of a generational thing too, because certain ages, as we've grown up with technology, it was a point to make things more realistic. However, if you're talking about like younger kids, like Gen Z and stuff, they're not impressed with that because they're already used to that. And it's actually better to use technology to make a different looking world, something more cartoony, something more not necessarily realistic, but like space age looking or whatever. And I get it, because we have to understand that everyone thinks different. And you got like the Fortnites and the Apex and all that stuff, and those are more of that style too, and they do really well. And it's kind of a good point that maybe younger people don't want ultra realistic. It's not like they don't want it, but
maybe they want more arcadey.
Too normal. They're bored with that. They want something that looks different and interesting.
See, and I'm showing my bias too, because the way I've always played video games from Atari to now is it always got better. The pixels got tighter. The photorealism got even closer and closer and closer until finally, like Battlefield, man, I used to get sucked into a game that lasted an entire hour. These games will supposedly only last 25 minutes. So, and maybe that, like I said, that's showing my bias, because I'm thinking Bungie's making a new game. It's been 10 years since they made it a game before. It should be better than Destiny. It should be something even more vibrant and realistic and feel like you're in the world, better than Destiny 2. That's my thinking when they talked about Marathon. I really thought the game would be even better than Destiny as far as feel and moving around and movement and everything. And I guess I just expected too much, or my expectations were out of sync or something. But anyway, it's like I said, it's early. It's early. We don't know for sure where it's going to go. Hopefully I'll get in the alpha, because I love playing Crucible, and I think I'd be a good test player for it. So Bungie, if any employees are listening, please, Todd the Gator, 2Ds GATR, 7359.
We should know by next week at the latest, for people that are getting the alpha codes. I think they said late this week, and then throughout the week after, you may even still get codes when it first drops. So don't worry if you don't get one yet, but if you're not getting by a half a week or a weekend to when the alpha is going, then you're probably not going to get one at all. But hold out hopes. I want to get one too, actually, because I do think I'd be a good tester too, even though I'm not necessarily a PvP player. I'm good at understanding systems and can, at least on the technical side, say like, oh, this didn't work well, look into this or whatever. So
good talk. Thanks for indulging me on this. I wanted to. It came out on Saturday, so it was after our show last week. So there's really no way we could talk about it through the week until now. So I know we're kind of late to the party, but I still had a lot of thoughts about this. So, all right, I think we've talked enough about Marathon. Now it's time to put our hair down and have some fun, right? We celebrate our 300th episode tonight. So
let's do it.
What we asked,
I got a drink.
What we asked our community to do is send in a voicemail. If they want to jump on stage and talk with us live, that's what it's all about. So the next 45 minutes of our show, that's exactly what we're going to do. So if you came for the information or Destiny or Marathon talk, we're probably going to get more into, I guess, self-indulgence, for the lack of a better word, celebrating our 300th episode. So we'll do that when we return. Okay.
It's time to party.
Let the fun begin. All right. Man, I got 16 voicemails. So what I figured we would do, if anybody in the Discord wants to jump up on stage and talk with us, just raise your hand. And I think what we'll do, Kingsley, is we'll just mix it up, man. I think we'll play
Yeah,
some.
you take the lead. I'll be
Yeah.
chilling here. I'll,
All
I'll
right.
help out with everything.
Well, I'll play some voicemails, and just for the record here, I've not listened to any of these. I've not previewed. I actually previewed one from Heyoka because he sent two in. I had to make sure I wasn't deleting one that he sent. He was just sent a duplicate one. So I'll start with a voicemail. How about that? All right. Let me get the recording started here. Okay, it's that time of our show. We will get questions from our community. We'll get them from our live chat. We'll get them if anyone wants to come up on the stage and talk with us. But we are celebrating our 300th episode. You know, I never thought I would ever get to 300 episodes podcasting. This is a big stretch for me as my first podcast ever that we started back in July of 2019. It started out with Easy and Hazelnut and myself. We were a podcast that was tied to a dad gaming podcast, and they called it quits. It was called the geez, my freaking memory.
Oh, what was that one? Yeah,
they changed it. They changed it to
Dad's Tales.
Used to be
at one
Dad's
point, right?
Tales. They changed it to the Distinguished Gentleman. And I adored those guys, man. When I first caught on to that podcast, I went back and listened to all 50 of their back episodes before I finally caught up. I wanted to know more about these guys and stuff. And then there was a gentleman named AKA Gear Dad who actually started a podcast where he would interview community members. Yeah, it was Jay. And he would interview community members from the community. And I said, man, what a concept. You know, we talk with each other in the Discord all the time, but we never know their story. And Jay, of course, had to let his podcast go as well. And it just was, the timing was just right. The Dad's Tales community was wanting myself and Hazelnut and Easy to carry the stick and keep it going. But we weren't, that wasn't our podcast. So we had to start a new podcast. So in July of 2019, we started this Discord. I just got my 5-year badge, in fact, for Nitro, because our Patreon members and myself actually contribute to boosting the server, so we can get all these extra little benefits and stuff. But that's where we came from, and here we are celebrating our 300th episode. And so I'm gonna play a voicemail, and then if anyone wants to speak on stage, just raise your hand. And Kingsley will find you. And we're just going to go down the list here, okay? I'm going to start with Fluffy Fingers MD. He's from the Potato Thumbs podcast. Longtime friends of the show. They're actually been podcasting longer than us. They're part of the OG guys from Dad's Tales. Mm-hmm. So here we go. We're going to hear Fluffy's message. Here we go.
Who's this for again? Oh, for Gator. Yeah, man, I like RNG Gator. We can do. Oh, other Gator. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He runs the show. Okay. Gator, Todd the Gator. You have become a beautiful young man, and we are so proud of you and your accomplishments in recording Barely a Destiny. Oh no, it's not Barely a Destiny show. What is it? Guardian Hub? No, not Guardian Hub. God damn it. What was the name of that podcast? That your podcast is great, Gator, and we think that you do wonderful things, and it is important that someone is out there talking about Destiny in a positive light. Because apparently there are people that still like to hear about Destiny, and those people need someone positive to talk about. Hey kid, what's up? Oh yeah, no, I'm leaving a voicemail for Gator. Yeah, he's the one that lives in Florida that kills the bugs. No, don't cry. No, it's okay. They're bad bugs that he killed. Don't be okay. Jesus, now we have a whole nother thing going on. All right, well, kiddo, don't worry. He kills the bugs that are bad, that are inside people's houses and sometimes outside people's houses. Okay, yeah, why don't you go get some ice cream? Anyways, Gator, you did things and recorded them and put them online. And for that, you, sir, are an accomplished man. And I think it's great. And, eventually in 10 years, this game will still be going and you'll still be doing weekly twabs. And I think that that is wonderful.
Quids.
Jokes aside, man, thanks for being part of the community. You are a great person. You're always positive. I miss our Crucible comp days.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I've always had fun coming on the show, and I look forward to what you have coming in the future, man. Like you're always a go-getter. You always have like 5,000 things on your plate.
I do.
And I think that's super cool, man. And you should be super proud. And I know I've told you that before, and I recognize the amount of work that you put in, but yeah, you should hear it again, man. Like you should be really proud of what you're doing. I think it's rad, like just how this podcast has grown and changed over the years. And to all you guys at Guardian Downcast, like keep it up. It's super awesome. And what a great community.
Thanks, Fluffy. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, Fluffy and when our podcast was on hard times, and we our podcast hosting changed around, he was there for me to kind of bounce ideas off of. So thank you.
Good guy.
Yeah, very
Potato
good.
Thumbs podcast. Shout out to them.
Yes, as he would always say, he's good people. Yes, thank you, Fluffy. Let's go. Oh boy, this is from the Space Mafia guys.
Oh.
Happy 300th birthday, Gator!
I'm not 300.
We miss you.
Enjoy your feel old.
Feel somewhat towards you. I don't know if love's the right word. Love you, buddy.
Congratulations on 300 episodes, Gator. Enjoy your Destiny content. We do listen once in a while when we have time, but congrats on 300.
Woo. Congrats on 300, Gator.
I already said my line.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Congrats on 300, Gator. That's sweet, man.
We're doing great.
We're so good at this.
Thanks, guys. The guys at Space Mafia are really good guys. They actually started in our Discord and branched off and started their own podcast, and they're still going at it, man. And Rodimus is, I think Rodimus is still the head podcaster over there. I think he tries to wrangle all those guys in. God bless you, man.
Rodimus is in the live chat.
Yes.
Tonight he's had some comments. Yeah, and definitely shout out. The name of that podcast is DPS Dudes Playing Stuff.
Absolutely.
Another great podcast in the community group.
Just going to say that. So yeah, great guys. It's just dudes playing stuff, man. And they talk about all kinds of different things. And he has his patented top 10 list at the end of every show, which I always love.
Oh yeah.
I always like
definitely
those.
Check that out. If anything for that reason.
He still won't tell me where he gets those top 10s, but okay, I'll figure it out. Okay. This is, Heyoka. This is one of our UK members. He's actually coordinating the UK meetup. I'm going to be over there in mid-June. So let's listen to Heyoka.
Hey Todd, it's Heyoka from the UK. Congratulations, mate. 300 episodes. That's pretty amazing. And of course, thank you to your co-hosts over the years. What you've created here has very real consequences, not just for gamers, but for those of us seeking friendship with like-minded people. Joining GDC has made my life richer and far more interesting, and I shall always be grateful to you for that. GDC gave me opportunities to learn from some incredible gamers, but more importantly, I've been accepted as an older gamer, even when I have senior moments in-game and the roasting this generates. It's from GDC that we've been able to build the Crota's End pub, Brit called, for those of us across the pond who struggle to stay up late to game with our North American friends such as yourself. As the landlord of the Crota's End pub, it's been important to me that we remain connected to our roots and we wear the GDC2 clan badge with pride and show it the respect it needs. Without GDC, there would not have been 10 Guardians drinking beer together just before Christmas, toasting you for being the catalyst that brought us together and allowing us the pleasure of meeting the legendary Uncle Scumdeath. All being well, we also look forward to meeting you, Todd, in a few weeks' time. You've adapted over time and you've never been afraid of trying new things, but please stay true to GDC's soul. Keep the message clear. It needs to stay interested in our stories, provide us with our community, and allow us to find our own destinies. I can only say thank you for what you've created and where it has led for us all. Congratulations, my friend. You're an inspiration to us all. And here's to the next 300 episodes.
Yeah, I cannot wait to have a beer.
I didn't
with
agree
that,
to 600 total. No, just kidding. I love that comment, though.
I cannot wait to have a beer with that guy. He actually, just for the full disclosure here, he bribed me with elbow tickets It's in an arboretum. I mean, it's an outdoor concert in the UK. And he said, these are yours if you can make it here. And that started the wheels turning. And I somehow convinced my wife that we could make a vacation out of it. So, yeah, thank you, Heyoka. Good on you, brother.
Thank you, Heyoka.
Can't wait to talk with you.
And he came up with that motto, which is amazing, right?
He did. We had a contest because we didn't even know what Guardian Down was. We never really knew what is our show about. We never had a tagline. I mean, are we an entertainment podcast? Are we talking about Destiny only, or are we all about guests, or what are we doing here? And I said, I just threw it out there. I said, let's come up with a slogan contest. And Heyoka is definitely a wordsmith, and I love that saying because it just that little small sentence, it encapsulates exactly what this podcast is all about. It's your community, your stories, your community, your destiny. I mean, that's succinct as it gets. So
good tagline, I have to admit.
Yeah, was very good, very good. Speaking of the Potato Thumbs podcast, Admiral Nips sent one in for us.
Hello, Guardian Downcast. Congratulations on 300 episodes. Fluffy and I from Potato Thumbs just wanted to stop in and say hi, and we're really proud of the community you've built. Right, Fluffy? Damn right it's a fine community. I really appreciate all the work you put in over the years. Todd making it an entertaining show to engage the listeners. What's that, Derek? All right, Fluffy, you make some good points about rage bait, but I choose to believe that the asinine predictions were not bait, but a deep hope for something special. In spite of yelling at the dashboard sometimes while listening, I still love the show and wish you guys nothing but the best. Here's to another 300 episodes, right, Fluffy? Wow, rude.
Submit off.
Rude.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you, man.
Seriously, thanks.
They've been both Derek and Rob have been close friends for a long time. So thank you for that, gentlemen. Okay. Well, I'll still keep playing some. We'll just keep playing.
If anyone wants to talk in the Discord, but no worries. We can bring you in for anything you want to say, but we have a lot of great voicemails, I know, so you can keep those coming too.
I'll just keep playing them here. I mean, we send it out to the community. If you can't make the live show, jump in.
We do have one if we want to bring in now, or do a voicemail first.
Okay, go ahead.
I will bring in Deadpool once he accepts. There we go.
Deadpool, what's up, man?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
All right, I'm driving home, that's why. I left a voicemail too, but I just want to say congratulations again, guys.
Thanks,
I do look forward to doing more PvP with the community. And, it's been great since I've been here with the community. Pretty much the same thing I'm saying in my voicemail. But I look forward to actually trying to do some more matches if anybody's interested in doing private matches.
Yeah.
So, and then if you still need help with that microcosm, Todd, I'm down to help you out.
I do. I still need to get it. I still got to run the co-op missions. I was doing everything solo, and I just said, I'll come back to this, and here we are, way past final shape. I still haven't done it.
They're not too bad. Me and Zebrak went through them a bunch of times.
Right.
I've actually taken a few people through them a bunch of times too. So
perfect.
They're not too bad.
I'm definitely
just some old mechanics from what was that one raid with the machine and I forgot what it's called, but it was same mechanics from that one, so it's not too bad.
Okay, I'll do it, man. It's on my list. I've got a short list of stuff in Destiny I want to get done before the new Frontiers, not Frontiers. What's it called? Anyway,
Edge of Fate.
Oh,
Edge of Fate. Yeah.
So, and then if you ever looking for somebody to be on the show, I'm always down.
I always appreciate
as long as
that,
I know in
brother.
advance.
I always appreciate that, brother.
No
I know you've always brought a topic to our roundtable episodes, man. I really appreciate you jumping on, because sometimes we'll have a cancellation and we need, someone to come in and talk with us, So I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I just want to say congratulations again on 300.
Thank you, brother.
It's a big deal.
Thanks, man.
And enjoy the rest of the night, guys. I'm still listening. I'll be here listening.
Awesome, man. We'll play your email.
Good.
We'll play your email. We'll play your voicemail too, man. Thanks, Deadpool.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Deadpool.
Sounds cool. All right,
We'll see
no
you.
problem. See you guys
later, brother. That was nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. I'm going to save that one for last. We got another member from the Europe, or one of our European members. This is Mr. Jimmy Rayner.
Hello, Todd. Hello, Kingsley. RNGV is here. To Hazel and to all the people of the GDC community. First of all, congratulations on reaching the 300 milestone, obviously. I was here back at the 250 and I started at the 217th episode. Let's hope that I'll get to hear the 350th and the 400th.
Oof.
I initially searched for some Destiny 2 podcasts to get the sentiment of the community about the layoffs, and then I just stayed for the content. You asked what our best moment in the GDC history was, and I would say that the time before the launch of Lightfall was the best time I had within the GDC community, as well as the Destiny community as a whole. You had lore experts in the show, discussed what the final shape could bring up, and had one of your totally normal and not in any way outrageous predictions what you expect to happen and to follow the final shape up. And I think everyone in the community was happy with Into the Light and anticipated the final shape. To the closure of one staple of this community, I can only add one thing. Scumda, thank you for your sometimes weird, sometimes serious, but always bad timed corners.
What a good way to put it.
It's 14 episodes till the podcast's 6th birthday.
Yes,
if we
that's
consider
right.
the episode 0 as a full episode. Let's see what's in store for us with Edge of Fate. That should be released by the time that the birthday happens.
That's right.
And yeah, I wish you a nice evening and hope that you have a lot of fun today.
Jimmy is very active in our Discord community, and he can get a little passionate when it comes to Destiny talk. So thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate your
Thank you.
Appreciate your input, brother, and your kind words. Thank you, man. All right, we'll keep going here. We have Rolfie, one of our UK members.
What's up, Gator? Rolfie here. Just wanted to hop on to say a huge congratulations for reaching 300 episodes. What a milestone that is. As the proud co-founder of the Crota's End Brickcord, I just wanted to say a big thank you, as it never would have happened if you didn't bring this wonderful community together in the first place. And I started listening to that podcast many years ago. I'm glad to say I've met a lot of wonderful people through what you started doing, and I hope you continue to make excellent content for us all to enjoy many years into the future. GDC community hosts, you're all amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Guardian down. Rolfie out. Love ya. Bye.
Ralphie will he'll be at the meetup, by the way. I'm hoping to shake that man's hand. Been a good guy. We've actually raided with him a few times too, Kingsley.
Yep.
All right. Zombie Pops wants to come on. We'll go ahead and bring him on the stage. You're gonna have to do it.
I was
I don't know
looking
what-
away for a
I
second,
don't
but
know
you
what-
got that one.
I don't know what button to press. Invite to speak. There we go.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There we
I
go.
just got back to it, but you got it.
Sorry. There. Zombie, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
What's up, Todd?
Hello.
Hey, I just want to say congrats. 300.
Thanks, man. This man was on
the
vacation,
milestone.
hauled ass home so he could catch our live show, man. Thank you for that. That was nice.
It was only 8 hours. Well, about 9 hours count traffic. But
Did you have a good time?
yeah, it was great.
Excellent.
Just wanted to say, since I discovered this podcast, it's always a highlight of my week listening to.
Thanks, man.
It's quite the community you've built up
By
you and
accident.
all your predecessors and stuff. So
Yeah, by accident. I mean,
yeah,
it just came together. I mean, I wish I could say I did something, but people just showed up, man. It's a great thing.
Yeah, people did.
Yep.
And they like it.
We're as long as we're still entertaining. I mean, I'll keep doing it. I still have a passion for the Destiny games, so, and I think Kingsley does too. So that's kind of the reason why we're still here doing it. So, yep.
Well, like I said, I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much.
He's
You're awesome.
He's a fellow exterminator, but he kills the carpenter bees up in North Carolina instead. They're probably buzzing like crazy right now, but I bet.
Probably. I'm reading Monday.
Oh, yeah, I bet,
What do you
man. Job's a job, man. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right. We'll holler at y'all later.
Good seeing you, brother. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you. Have a good one.
You too.
Awesome.
Let's play another email here. This is, speaking of which, Uncle Scumdeath.
Hello, Scumdeath here, and a massive congratulations to the GDC. 300 episodes. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I'll just say that the amount of people you've brought in using your podcast into this whole community and to play this game and other games is a testament to how good this community is. Does that sound right? Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, GDC, I love you all. Thank you very much. Love you.
It said on the message that I guess that the interpretation went over my head. It said Scumdeath is pissed. I guess that means he was drunk in the UK.
Yeah,
so.
Drunk, not.
Yeah. I think
Thanks, Scumdeath.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I'm sure he remembers. I'm sure he remembers leaving that message. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rodimus wants to step on the stage. You got that one? Okay.
Yep, got it. If you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yep, here.
Hey, Rodimus. What's up, man?
Yep.
Thanks for your message, man. That was caught me off guard when you guys all sent that. Did you guys record that after the show on Tuesday?
We did.
Nice, man. Thank you for that. That was nice.
I just want to say congrats on 300. Honestly, without you, I never would have podcasted. So congrats to you for getting me to do it. So
I miss all you guys. You guys, we used to have some major banter all the time. You guys are troublemakers, let me tell you. But I love that you
cause trouble once in a while.
You do. I love that that just the history of we have podcasts and communities that have broken off from GDC that were originally part of GDC, and it's pretty cool to see that.
Without you guys, we don't exist. So
yeah, these
and you could even say without Dad's Tales, Todd wouldn't exist with GDC, right?
It's true. It's true.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
So,
yep. Thanks for all this.
When you got more stuff going on for Marathon, let me know. I'll come out and talk about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. We'll have to see, we'll have to see how successful it is. And if it is something successful that Bungie does well at, and a lot of people are playing it, liking it, we'll probably, I don't know. I'm never closed-minded on podcasting. I'm always listening to what people want to hear. And we already had one person say, Gator, please do a marathon podcast. Dude, I haven't got an alpha code yet. I don't even know if this is a game I'm even going to enjoy. So, but yeah.
I got a show topic for you. Whenever you have a void in your schedule, let me know. I'll make plans to take a Thursday off and come talk to you.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, sounds good. Absolutely.
I'm going to go back to work here and people.
Thank you, Rodimus.
Thanks, Rodimus.
Congrats, guys, on 300.
Appreciate it, brother. All right, let's play one from, oh boy. I'm just going to tell you, watch your speakers, okay? When I do this next one.
Yes. Hi, how you doing? I'd like a large pepperoni pizza, extra pepperoni, black olives, of course, some pineapple, and what would you like? What do you mean it's not the pizza place? Guardian who? Guardian Downcast. What's that? You mean like Destiny the game? Like in this day and age? In this economy? But why? They're paying us how much? Oh, and okay, so they want me to just 300 episodes? What could possibly be that interesting in that? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so congratulations on your 300th episode. This is Respawn. No one respawns in real life from the what's the one we're talking?
Yeah, on podcast.
Oh yeah, Two Titans and a Hunter. That's right. Yep. Because that's the podcast we do, and yeah. So congratulations on episode 300, and hopefully you'll have 300 more. Deuces.
Thanks, Respawn. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
They're one of the first podcasts that I actually listened to them when Destiny before we started our podcast. And they actually invited myself and Hazelnut on the show, and we talked with him. And I said, geez, I used to listen to these guys. Now I'm talking to them on the show. It's the coolest thing, man. So yeah, they're one of my first podcasts I was ever on. It's really cool. Thank you for that, Respawn. Appreciate you, man. And his cohort, Parody, actually sent one in too.
300 episodes. Did you have any idea when you sat down in July of 2019 in a world in the before times that you would be sitting here 6 years later nearly at 300 episodes talking about this beautiful space magic game we love week in and week out, through the ups, the downs, the droughts, the content gluts, and all the changes we've seen through the game and have experienced in lives. 300 episodes. Congratulations, Gator. That's an amazing achievement, an amazing accomplishment. I mean, doing this week in and week out, bringing these guests on, building this community you've built, and sitting down and just being this persistent and this with it. You've been here since the beginning, and I wish you all the best for 300 more. Let's continue to talk about this beautiful game until they turn the servers off. Yep. And even then,
exactly,
they got to kick us out. We're going to be here when everything shuts down. We're going to be here till the very, very end. Congratulations, Kingsley. Congratulations, Gator. Phenomenal achievements, both of you. Thank you so much for all that you do and this community you've built. You all have a wonderful show, and thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Parody. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Parody.
Yeah, if you have not listened to Two Titans and a Hunter, they are just like us, very positive voice when it comes to Destiny. They're one of the remaining Destiny podcasts out there that does what we do, except they're probably much more informative when it comes to that TWAB. We tend to highlight all the stuff that we think is important, but if you really want information every week on everything Destiny, the resets, everything, Two Titans and a Hunter, those guys are a lot of fun. Okay, His Royal Highness.
Discord if we
yeah,
want.
Absolutely, bring him on in. This is
all right. If he's available, we have
His Royal Highness Prince Riznes. Your mic is muted.
Hello. Yes.
Your mic is muted, Riz.
I can hear you.
I can't hear him. Hold on a sec.
Gator's having issues, I think, but I can hear you fine.
I got you. Sorry.
Okay, as long as it's not something on my end.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was on my end. Sorry.
Yeah. No, don't stress it. The big 300. I'll say that's quite the accomplishment. And probably my favorite part is 300 is a big number. And if I'm being perfectly honest, that says a lot about you, Todd, you, Kingsley. To be willing to sit with a game for 6 years, and that's just Destiny 2. Y'all did it. Y'all were Destiny 1 as well. Mm-hmm. To sit with the game through up and down, to build a community from the ground up, and to keep going and to want to. That says a lot about you guys. That says a lot about your show and the environment that you bring. And it's super good. I can't put it any other way. To have a podcast that I can listen to hear conversation that I want to listen to. I don't know about y'all, but for me, that's hard to find. And the fact that I was able to find one and to be a part of it and to want to be a part of it. Gentlemen, congratulations does not even cut it. You've done so much good work, so many great things, and I can't wait to see what else comes. I'm so excited for it.
That's nice of you to say, man.
Oh,
appreciate it, Prince Riznes.
Yes. Of course. Congratulations again. Kingsley, I hope the weather where you are is treating you better than Logan, Utah is.
Well, we had a little bit of snow for a titch today in the Salt Lake area, but it stopped pretty quickly back to rain.
Yeah, I think we've gotten it's mostly gone now. We've gotten about 2 or 3 inches today. We got 2 seasons. We got winter and construction, fall is a week, and spring is a lie. You can't get either of those up here. But again, congratulations, you guys. Oh, I should deal with that. But yeah, good job. I can't wait to hear what's going on next.
Thanks, President. Hey, good luck in college,
Thank
brother.
you.
Good luck, man.
Of course. Thank you. I'll have to tell you all about it sometime.
Yes.
So take care.
We need to talk later, brother.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
hit you in the feels how many people give a shit, you know, that stop by and talk and want to talk to us and stuff. Thank you, man. That was very nice. Very nice. Okay. Mr. P. King, one of our other UK members. You're going to hear a lot of UK members because they can't come live. They're sleeping. They're in bed right now. So they wanted to make sure they sent a message to us. So this is Mr. P. King.
Todd, I just want to wish you all the very best on the 300th episode of the Guardian Down podcast. All the very best. Hope it all goes well tonight. And that is from the one and true GM Mr. P. King, who is the GM Lord. And good luck, and hopefully catch up soon. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Mr. P. King. Appreciate you. Yeah, he is. We've raided with him a few times. He's a great raider, man. He really shows up when we played a few raids with him. So yeah. Okay. Another, let's see. I'm trying to think. I've got a few left here. It's my buddy Warcry. I game with this guy every week. We play Crucible, whether it's competitive or Iron Banner or just regular Crucible. So here's Warcry.
This is Warcry 1969.
Just like an old man.
AKA Moonshine on Tap. I just want to say it's been an honor and a privilege to be a part of this group for all these years.
Me too, brother.
Hopefully it'll be many more. Now enough of this sentimental crap. Let's break out the moonshine and play some Crucible.
That's what he does, man. That's what he does. I don't partake in the moonshine typically, so he's the one that's usually he's always drinking moonshine or beer. Or
I've
both.
never had moonshine yet, so I want to try it sometime.
My wife actually brought some home. Someone made it in a still. It was just a little tiny cup of it, and you can put it in the refrigerator and freezer. Never freezes. It's the coolest thing. But I've had some homemade moonshine before. It'll kick you in the ass. Yeah, it's like Irish whiskey. It's so smooth, and all of a sudden you're just drunk. You're falling all over yourself. That's why I got to stay clear of Irish whiskey. Deadpool One Merc, we talked to him earlier. This is just his email, the voicemail he sent in.
Hey, how's it going? Deadpool One Merc here. I just want to say congratulations to Todd and Kingsley and the rest of the crew for hitting episode 300. I love all the episodes, enjoy listening to all of them. I even enjoy listening to my own. Just want to say, I've had fun while I've been here in the community for the time I have been. I look forward to the future and where this Guardian Downcast is going to go. Big props to you guys. Also, I just want to say that I enjoy being part of the Discord. Enjoy talking to everybody, having fun with Tut, Zebrak, Cloud, and a few other people that I haven't mentioned, playing Crucible nights and everything like that.
Drunk Crucible nights.
I do look forward to doing some more Crucible nights with everybody, maybe some more private matches. I know we do a few, and I know people get mad when we do those private matches because some of us outshine some others, especially us hand cannon users. I'm not going to name no names. But other than that, I just want to say congratulations again for episode 300. And I look forward to listening to episode 300 later. I might be joining on the Discord. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, Deadpool One Merc is one of our vets. And his story was very moving to me. Really, really got to me. Because he's been really dealing with his PTSD. Because he was in the Gulf War. And I see a lot of our vets that are that are dealing with that, and I don't really know how to help them because I wasn't there. But his story's always stuck in my mind. It's always stuck in my mind as a very touching story. So thank you, Deadpool and Merc. We have one from Golden God. My gosh, I haven't heard from this guy in forever. Here's Golden God.
Hey, it's Golden here. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
I wanted to come celebrate your 300th episode with a good question. The question is, in all those 300 episodes you had, what are some of the best experience and most fun experience you have had, Gator? Let me know. And happy 300.
Oh, Golden God. That's a good question, man. What I typically do, and I still do it a little bit from time to time, is I like to record little sound bites of our prior guests, something quirky that they said that's memorable. And yeah, it's that's one way I kind of preserve each guest that comes on the show. I admittedly I've forgotten to do that on some of the later ones here, but man, that's tough because it all just seems like a blur to me when all this got started, and this just shows had its ups and downs, man. And there was times when I was just ready to call it quits, really tough times, and I think probably one of the highlights was when we used to have our live shows before we did live shows. Everybody that would show up and at the end, everyone would throw their camera on and we would just sit there and talk for over an hour about life and what's going on. And Kingsley was part of that too. And it was always a lot of fun. And I always started to learn more and more about people. So that episode, that live GDC community show that we had, or several of them that we had, I always remember those because so much happens after we stop recording that we hear about. So another message from Zuby. This is another one of our UK members across the pond.
Hello, Todd. Zuby here. I just wanted to congratulate you on 300 episodes, my friend. What an accomplishment. And it goes beyond the podcast that you create for everyone here weekly. It's the community that you've created and the branch in the communities that come off of this one central community. It's really has given me friends that I'll have genuinely for the rest of my life. You give me entertainment weekly without even having to do anything, just because of what you've done already. I mean, I'm honestly really grateful for you. And yeah, thank you, and congratulations again.
Yeah, Zuby was in our raid last weekend, and yeah, nice guy. He always has pride in the fact that he doesn't have to do anything in a raid. He always likes to be the one just sitting in the back, letting everybody else do the work. I guess that's his MO, but yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. He's a good guy though. Good guy. He might possibly be at the meetup as well. Mr. Mo Hoffo. Man, I haven't heard from this guy in forever as well.
Hi guys. So my Guardian Downcast moment has to be the clip that I even posted on Twitter, where it was, when I was just playing the game, I just overheard Elmer Fudd talking about him having a Fudd brain no-no moment, where he's delivering parcels or delivering mail to an area with old people housing, and he was talking to an older gentleman, and he was just saying to him after having a little chat, like, "Oh well, enjoy the rest of your day." And the older gentleman goes, "Well, I'm still alive." And Elmer Fudd, without thinking, just goes, "Give it time."
I remember that.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard the clip back to understand what he said. Now I'm saying it back to you, and I'm still laughing. Like, it's just
too.
without thinking. He's like, "I just give it time,
Yeah, great
give it time,
stories.
and that'll pass too as well." Like, I just. It's moments like that, like inviting guests of every guest that's come on the show, all their like backstory or just something fun that happened in the day or something that happened maybe like a few weeks ago or a memory that they recall. Like I think Kingsley in a recent episode was talking something about like him being at Disney World. I'm sorry, my brain is dead. My brain is
Disney
doing
World.
no right
Disney
now.
World is
But
Florida.
something about like how he was in charge of a ride and like
Disneyland.
He may have done something where it's like a reset and then like the actual ride derailed off the track or something like that. It's like, like this is like why I like the podcast, and it's just so many like it's just out of nowhere. You just have a funny moment that just comes up, and that's why I still listen to every episode every week. Like I'm not playing the game, but you're fine. Who cares about that? Like the podcast is fun.
Thanks, man.
You guys are fun and you make the show fun. So I just want to say thank you guys for having a good show. Whether it's been evolved now to be a video we see now, so like even I could just be watching it on YouTube, and then so I can see your reactions on video, and then later on when I'm just playing a game, I can just hear you guys on the audio as well. So both ways it works out better for me. So yeah, that's my highlight of the Guardian Downcast.
Mo, I still remember those Twitter feeds. He would post a clip of myself, and I'm usually always put my foot in my mouth about something. And he would sit there and give a live reaction as he was puttering around on his Sparrow, like in the one of the Destiny worlds, and just sitting there putting around doing I don't know, patrols or maybe a mission or something. And he would always sit there and react in live time, and he would post that on Twitter. And I always got so much fun out of that. I really miss you doing those, man, Mohafo. I really do, man. But we had him on our show. I tell you what really surprised me with Mo is he was much younger than he sounds. He is much younger than he sounds. I think he was, when he came on our show, I think he was 18 or 20. And my God, he sounded like he was like in his mid 20s to late 20s. He has a very, very mature voice, but we were surprised when we saw him when he threw his camera on. I'm like, oh, that's you, Mo? Damn. I didn't realize how young you are, man. So everyone's voice is different, I guess. But yeah, good times, man. Good times. I got 2 left. One is anonymous. It says, don't pre-listen, just play. Why am I terrified right now?
Oh.
But I'm going to just roll the dice, and I'll mute it if it's something obscene. I'll literally just stop it. But here we go.
Where am I?
Hades.
What's happening?
It's Hades.
I'm somewhere.
Our Welsh brother.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Hey.
Hello? Anyone? What does that say on the wall there? That might help. Speak pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Speak pipe.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Where do I know that from?
That's what you're talking on right now.
It's tiny right underneath it. Guardian Downcast. Oh, damn. Yeah, been a while since I've been in this little cupboard.
It's been a while.
Too many words. Hey, Hades here.
Yes, we know.
Not locked in a cupboard anymore to do this. So there's a cupboard somewhere. Just thought I'd pop in and say hi. Episode 300. That's bloody good going, Gator. 300 episodes of speaking gibberish at people.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
I say with love. Just to think about it. Episode 156 was when you had to put up with me for ages.
I still remember it.
Thought I'd pop my head in. Say congratulations. Doing good. Keep doing what you're doing. And cannot wait to see you in this.
You might be disappointed, brother.
Surprisingly sunny at the minute. Continent soon. Love you. Bye.
Hades used to have the worst phone, man. His mic, he had the cheapest flip phone. I don't know if it was a flip phone or a smartphone or whatever. His audio was so terrible when he would send in a lot of speak pipes back in the day too. And he talks about hiding in a cupboard. That's what he used to do. He used to go hide in like a closet, which they call cupboards, I guess. And he would ride this 125 bike through the Welsh potholed uphill to work every day. And I was always so worried about this dude because a 125 is not a very strong bike. And he had to climb mountains and hills. He's from he's Welsh. I mean, or from help me, Kingsley. Where's next to UK? Wales. He lives in Wales. He's not Welsh. He's UK. He's English, but he lives in Wales. And he would tell me about these drives he would make every day. And the rain was so unbearable because the weather, I guess, there changes like crazy. But yeah, I cannot wait to meet you as well, Hades. I call him the Welsh Wonder Boy because he's, like I said, when I first had him on, he was very, very young as well. I think he was like 20. So yeah, pretty cool. All right. Best for last, I guess. This is, well, I think you guys will know who this is.
Oh boy. Hey everyone, Elmer Bud Games here. Guardian Downcast, episode 300. I don't know even where to begin. First and foremost, massive congratulations. This is such a huge milestone that not a lot of people make ever. Like the amount of shows that end before episode 20 insane. Episode 100, 150 even, like, and you
Dad's
guys
tells.
300, massive, buddy. I was looking through the old Just Some Guardians feed, episode 79, August 22nd, 2019. A bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Todd the Gator arrived on my doorstep at the fire station of the podcast, wrapped in a blanket, left in a basket with a note saying, please allow this man to thrive. And you did, man. Like, watching this show go from that first episode when you were talking about how, excited you were to start, hoping, you can see a community grow, you can make some friends, maybe become a lasting Destiny podcast that people thrive and stay around with, has been so cool to watch all those dreams come true, man. And your ability, like, whether it's positive, negative, the ebbs and flows, ups and downs of the game, the community, podcast hosts themselves, your ability to flawlessly pivot a new direction to keep things flowing has been incredible, man. And like DMing back and forth, phone calls, text messages, being on your show multiple times, you being on my shows multiple times, raiding together, streaming together, like the amount of stuff being able to hang out and like just knowing you are genuine. What folks listening to the show, he is how he sounds all the time. This dude is that passionate about the game, about the community, about making friends, and just being real. Watching you be giddy about doing your live shows all the time and getting an overlay set up like 3 years after, or 4, was it 5 years? 5 years. Like that's the excitement that people want, man. And you bring it constantly. And again, like, dude, you have an idea, you try it. Most of the time it works because you have great ideas. And if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. You don't go, oh, it's all over. Boom, pivot into the next thing, dude. It's been inspirational to watch. I'm so fucking proud of you. I could do 8 minutes about how incredible I think you are, but I'm not going to. All right, let's move on to the next thing here. Runga, is he still on the show? No? What piece of shit. Anyway, fuck that guy. Mr. Kingsleymac. This fine gentleman has picked up my family from a train station at 1 a.m. I have shared multiple meals, ice cream, skipped down the street, frolicked through fields of wildflowers with this fine gentleman, and have watched him be a virus and destroy every podcast he's touched. So, Gator, watch out. Your show's next.
Wow.
But no, dude, like, I'm obsessed with you. I love you so much. The amount of times we've been able to hang out in a couple different games at this point now, but even just discuss things and all the rating and all that stuff and IRL things. But it was just meant to be that you guys would be co-hosts at some point. The amount of times that you guys, I know, call, talk, text, DM, been on it. He was on shows you did. You've been on this show multiple times, discussions in the Discord openly and whatnot. Like, it was bound to happen that someone equally as passionate about Destiny and gaming and creating a community and being a part of things, that you two would eventually have to be side by side in this. And it's been awesome that it finally happened. It was a no-brainer, right? And incredibly proud of you. So grateful for you for being a part of the show and what you've brought to it. And I hope the listeners really enjoy having you around, man, because you both are just incredible people, and your listeners are super lucky to have you. Your community is super lucky to have you leading it and being as hands-on as you are, man, no matter what's going on in the game and everything. So, marathon announcement, awesome for you guys to discuss, right? I heard news about another expansion coming out for Destiny. Didn't think they were doing that anymore. I need to keep up with the news, and that is what your show is for. And I appreciate that. I don't listen every week, but like once a month, every couple of months, I'm like, I need my Gator and Kingsley fix. And I throw it on. I just did that a couple days ago, actually. And that's when I heard that you had 300 coming up, which is wild. And then obviously, I got DMs saying I should record something, so here we are. But anyway, massive congratulations. Love you guys so much. I hope I didn't take up too much time of your show. I was trying to consolidate this. I recorded it a couple times and then it never worked because I had so much love in my heart. So, anyway, I don't know how to end this thing. So let's just, it's royalty free, copyright free. Haha. Guardian Downcast, ow. Episode 300. Don't you know you wanna listen to them? and get the info you need. They're talking a twit, it's not a twab. It's This Week in Destiny. It's Destiny 2 and Destiny. You don't gotta say Destiny 1. Hey, everybody, listen, Guardian Downcast. Come on, join the community, Guardian Downcast. Don't you wanna make friends, Guardian Downcast? I wanna touch them in the faces. Oh, baby, I love them so fucking much. They filled my life with so much joy. Guardian Downcast, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What a class act. I knew I'd save him for last because, yeah, that guy's been a part of our show a long time. He was on episode 2. Yeah, that's how long it's been. Episode 2. And Kingsley, I think you were on like 10, 12, maybe even before that.
Somewhere, yeah, I don't remember. We'll have to look it up, but somewhere pretty early on also, yeah.
If I listed
I
all
remember,
yeah.
Well, maybe I'll just go real. I know we have Steel also, but I just want to give a little thing too, if you don't mind.
Oh,
a little saying here.
Oh man, it's just too much.
Yeah, look, this is awesome. All the communities are great, and I really love being here now because, like, I always liked talking about Destiny and giving information and stuff like that, and it's why I started a podcast. I've been a guest on other podcasts in the past, you know. That's why Fudd jokes about that. There was another one, a podcast that I wasn't in charge of, but people had going, and I was a semi-guest on that show, and it was called the Hoot Dog Podcast.
I remember Hoot Dog. Yeah, I actually had him on the show too.
And you know, I really realized that I enjoy talking about the game, so I decided to start a podcast, and then ran Guardian Hub for a while, and I always enjoyed that fine, but it was never really my style to like care that much or organize the whole thing. I mostly just did it as a outlet to be able to talk about the game and to podcast.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed like when I would be a guest on tech podcasts and Destiny podcasts and stuff. And so again, I just want to give shout out. Like I remember when, you know, I was having the discussion with Sin and others. I'm like, okay, you know, we're okay stopping Guardian Hub podcast, but ironically, it was such funny timing at the same time. It really was a coincidence. Todd starting to talk to me and stuff about potentially coming on Guardian Downcast. And I just had so much joy. I'll have to tell you. I mean, I don't know if I ever told you that or if you could really tell, but I was like, I always kind of thought like, well, if I wanted to talk more Destiny, maybe I could be a semi co-host on Guardian Down or some other podcast. And the fact that we had that discussion right about at the same time, I was like, yes, this is a way I can still talk about stuff, be part of a community podcast and things like that. So that's my shout outs. I'm glad you're still doing this, Todd. It's an amazing experience. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate that, Kingsley. I got something to admit. Everybody knows Hazel and I podcasted for probably 3.5 years, I would say. And as things happen, life happens, things happen in people's lives, and they have to change up their life. They have to change up what they're doing. And I was literally adrift as a podcast. I talk with my wife extensively about it. I call her my associate producer because she actually comes up with some really good ideas. We'll take long walks and she'll say, well, why don't you do something like this on the show? And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? So I have to give her half credit because she does come up with some good ideas. But when I was adrift as a single host on the show, and this was about 1.5 years ago now, I always wanted you as a host, but you were doing another podcast, and I was like, damn, if only something intervened where I could ask him to be on the show. And it just, the timing, like you said, the timing was just, maybe it was predetermined. I don't know, but I always enjoyed your conversations on Guardian Hub. I listened to Guardian Hub. Guardian Hub was probably my number 2 podcast I listened to every week without fail, because you guys were real about it. You guys would just sit there and just start talking about Destiny, and you always had very well constructed arguments. And I was like, damn, I want him on my show. I want him to do that stuff on my show, because it just synced. I mean, it made perfect sense. And hey, Sit Daddy Fresh, it's another OG here, another one of our veterans in the chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you on the congrats. Appreciate that. But I had you in mind from the beginning. And actually, I had RNG in mind at the beginning as well. I wanted both you guys on the show, because RNG was always the one that was going to be the outside in. He was going to be the guy who doesn't play a lot of Destiny, and always would give us outside views on what we were talking about, whatever topic it was every week. I always liked that outside in approach. But, you know, with RNG, you know, he lost love in the game, and hey, man, that happens, man. He plays a lot of other games and stuff. And like I said, he always has a seat here whenever he wants to come on a round table or something where he wants to talk about something in gaming. I still consider him our third host. He just is on vacation right now. But I always had both of you in mind when I wanted to put this podcast back together, and it just worked out. I remember talking with you on a voice chat and just in a private DM in the Discord. And I was so happy to hear when you don't get excited very often. And you were like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking that myself. I said, because I didn't know if you knew this, but we're going to be stopping Guardian Hub. And I'm like, what? And at the time I was going to try to see if you could even moonlight and just come and be a guest host with a possibility of being a permanent host. And I was
going to reach out to you too. I really was, because I was going to let you know the news. You found out the news a little early, actually, when we talked, and I was going to be like, okay, we're not going to be doing this anymore. If you need a semi-regular host. So I was going to reach out to you too. So it was just perfect.
It just worked out. And we've met in real life. I've met your wife. You've met my wife, and we went out to dinner and stuff. I wish I could have done something more, but unfortunately we were there on vacation, and you know how it is with the misses. They don't get the gaming communities, and you don't want them to feel uncomfortable. And, you know, I try to, you know, and when we go to the UK, I'm going to have to figure out how I can keep her busy doing something, because her hanging around a bunch of dudes drinking beer and pizza is probably not her idea of a fun day. So, but I'm looking so forward to meeting those guys and having fun with them. But the thing is I mean, you gave us the best advice when we were in Utah at that time. Bryce Canyon, what a find! What a find! That was the highlight of our trip. I don't know if you knew that. We hiked in on that 9-hour hike. We hiked in 4.5 hours to get to the cavern at the end in Bryce Canyon, and then hike back out. That was a highlight of my life, man. That trip was fantastic, and that you had recommended to us. And man, Utah, what a beautiful place to live. Man, talk about mountains. But like I said, we had met in real life, and I know we probably live totally different lives, but the one thing we do share is we both still love to play Destiny. And you know, when I say, hey, we're going to raid this Saturday, you're like, absolutely, we're going to. I'll get it all set up. I'm like, hell yeah. Because, you know, this game is going on 11 years old now. And, you know, a lot of people quit playing a long time ago. And I just love that you still have that passion to play, and still have passion to talk about the show and talk about Destiny and stuff. And you're always so flexible to allow me to take the lead and direct the show. And I really don't mind if you ever want to do something else. You know, if there's something you want to do in the show, I always throw it out there. Hey, just tell me, man. I'm open-minded, you know? It's a vastly different relationship than I had with Hazel. And I'm not going to get into that and go down that road. But I just want to say thank you for being one of the permanent hosts on the podcast, because it means a lot, man. I'm now to the point, Kingsley, where I look forward to Thursdays now. I look forward to coming on the show, because I know we're going to talk about something cool. So I'm not going to get too mushy, but I thank you, man, for being on the show and being a permanent host here. So.
Thanks. I just wanted to say a quick thing too. Yeah. But yeah, I know we have a couple others, at least Steel, but yeah, thanks for letting me say a little thing too.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Steel Zealot wants to come up on the stage. I'll let you do the honors.
All right, if you're still available. Yeah, Bryce Canyon's amazing. There's a lot of good other national parks too if you come back again.
Definitely one of my top mountain trips I've ever taken. That park is just gorgeous. That whole area is just gorgeous. So, Rion in the chat, hey Todd and Kingsley, congrats on 300. My wife just kicked me out of bed for snoring. Silver lining, I get to catch the end of the show. Thank you, brother. Yeah, you're gonna hear me do the speed run here in a minute. So, yeah, I don't know if that'll be cool or not, but we'll see. Steel Zealot.
Hey, we got Steel.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. What's up, brother? What you up to?
Okay. Just finished dinner, smoked a tri-tip. I feel the food coma setting in right now, so I'm gonna have to make this quick.
Okay.
You guys have had me on the show. It's been a blast both times. 252. That's where I came into the community.
Mm-hmm.
Big lore episode. I'm a huge lore nerd. I got a lot of information. That's always been like my love for the game. With joining the community, if you guys hadn't have had started the community, I would have never gotten things done that I wanted to get done. A lot of raids that the community's helped me through or that I've joined to help out with. I've never played so much PvP and had fun. Like PvP has always been my crutch because I mean, a good portion of the people know in the community, when I game, I drink. That's just me, but
we know.
those,
I've raided
those
with you a few
PvP
times,
nights
Steel.
are- yeah, those raid nights and those PvP nights, they're just so much fun, and I enjoy it. And that I wouldn't be able to experience that if you know the community that you have grown wasn't there. And I just wanted to say I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we
and
appreciate
sharing your story with us. This is an Idaho man here. So yeah, he's probably quite a bit. It's probably a lot earlier over there in Idaho right now. So
Yeah, 9:35.
yeah,
right
you
now.
eat dinner late like I do. At least I used to.
Oh,
yeah.
I ate about an hour ago, but I gotta be heading out here in a minute because getting to work at 5 a.m. it's coming.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Well, hey, thanks for stopping on, man. Stopping and saying hi to us. It means a lot, man, that you showed up. It really did. Yep.
For sure. Again, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I'll probably end up listening to the rest of this when it comes out.
Sure. No worries, brother.
But you guys have a good night.
Thanks, Steel.
See you.
Get some sleep, brother. Yeah, I wanted to mention too, Grackle was in our chat, in our Discord. He said lots of good stuff being said. 3 cheers for GDC community and
Thank
for
you,
Gator and Kingsley for steering the ship. Thank you, Grackle. You've always been a
Thank you so
long-time
much.
friend as well, man. Always supported the show, always helped and jumped in. And spoiler alert, he might be on a future show soon. I'll leave it at that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Well, if anybody has anything else, that's all I've got for the show. Before we go tonight, Kingsleymac has been chomping at the bit to run me through my own contest, which is the speed run. This is where 1,000 questions were submitted from our community over the last 6 years, and I gave him the entire list, and he's come up with questions to ask.
Meticulously went through them to pick 45 questions that hopefully you'll like enough.
Well, I'll let you do the honors, man. Go for it.
All right. Okay, are you ready? Yeah, there's no timer, but have fun with this. All right. Coffee or tea? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll answer as quick as I can and go from there. But coffee or tea, I would say I like both. But I'm definitely coffee first.
All right. And then my next one was variable. What kind of coffee? Iced or hot coffee?
Definitely hot with plenty of creamer.
Okay. Frozen or on the rocks margaritas?
Ooh, that's tough. Usually I get on the rocks, and I got to have the salt.
Good man.
Yep.
All right. Do you believe in ghosts?
I do not believe in ghosts.
All right. What was your first music album?
First music album was Foreigner 4. I bought it at the mall, local mall next to me in in a don't laugh, younger people. I bought it in a cassette tape case, and I played it in my car so much that the tape actually got eaten in my tape player.
Do you know approximately what year, if you had to guess?
Foreigner 4, 80, 83, 84.
Probably sounds about right. Yeah,
something like that.
Nice. All right, good memories with that, right?
Yes.
Oh, all right. What's the first color you see in a rainbow?
I shouldn't think about it, but I got to think about it. Red.
Just guess if you have to.
It's red. It's red.
Red. Nice.
Yep.
See, I feel like whatever pops out the most.
Does that mean something that I chose red?
No.
Okay.
I was just
all right.
curious.
I didn't know if you had some thing at red.
Totally
tea
curious.
leaves.
I'm asking questions that I think are fun. I want to hear your answer. And so that's why I'm kind of,
Got you, man.
All right. Favorite donut?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. If I had to have one donut only, it would be a Krispy Kreme, fresh, hot, chocolate iced donut.
All right. Okay. Would you live at the beach or a cabin in the woods?
Cabin in the woods, because I am fair skinned. I wouldn't last at the beach. I'd be sunburned all the time. I love the forest.
Nice. All right. Fallen, Vex, or Cabal. And you can add other enemy types if you'd prefer to pick a different one.
I like Cabal because they said in Destiny 1 that they're world eaters. They're destroyers of worlds. And that just fascinated me, that these big armored guys that scared the hell out of me when I first jumped into Mars. I think it was Mars.
Yeah, I think it was Mars in Destiny 1. Yeah, when you first kind of saw them.
I first saw those in Destiny 1. It scared the hell out of me. I'm like, how am I supposed to kill these dudes, man? They got freaking armor on. But yeah,
they were tough. I remember that. Yeah.
You had to shoot them in the head because their armor was so resilient. Yeah.
Yep. All right. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I would probably be a snowbird. I would probably live in the summer up way afar from Florida because I don't like hurricanes. That's the one thing we have to deal with down there. I would live in Bar Harbor, Maine, because I visited my brother up there. He used to work there, and we go up there in July. And the Acadia National Park is one of the oldest national parks in America. It's one of the first, and I did some great hiking and semi-mountain climbing there, and I did not want to leave. The weather was just 70s, clear skies, good weather all day long, and 50s at night. I mean, we'd open the windows, and we were living in a cabin out of town of Bar Harbor, and we'd raise those windows at night at 50 degrees. It was so comfortable, slept so well. And then in the summer, I'd live back here in Orlando area because I love where I live.
For the winter, you mean?
In the winter, I would live down here in Orlando because, I mean, today it was 80 degrees, totally clear skies, just a slight little breeze. I love Florida. I've lived here all my life. I was born in Gainesville. That's why, hence the Gator. My dad was going to school there when I was born, and then I returned many, many years later. Yeah, I would live here probably from October to March, and then I'd go right back up to Bar Harbor for the summer.
Nice. All right. Thick or skinny fries?
Steak fries, baby. It's got to be thick. My wife hates those, but I love them.
Nice. How many Discord servers are you in? And you can estimate it.
I would say 30. I'm not active in them, but I'm in 30.
Yeah.
I'm in 30 of them. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think that one's always a fun one too, because I'm in a lot more than that even. But
really?
Yeah.
You could be in 100, I think, in Discord, right?
Oh, do they have a limit? I don't even know.
Yeah, there's I get that message when I sign in sometimes. They say you can be in up to 100 servers. I'm like, well, that ain't gonna happen. But yeah, about 30. About 30 for me. That's enough. Well, 31
All
because
right.
I just joined the marathon one, so 31.
Oh, there you go. Yep, 31. And then some of those, of course, like if they get too crazy, I leave for a little bit, but then I might rejoin back. But yeah. We all join that if we want to get in the alpha.
Right, exactly.
All right. Favorite ice cream flavor?
My wife would answer this for you. It is mint chocolate chip.
I think I remember that, but yeah, I still wanted to ask it again. Just in
I mean,
case.
I love all flavors of ice cream, but if I'm pushed come to shove, if I'm in the if Tillamook is on sale, I'm getting the mint chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Tillamook is so good.
Very good. It's never on sale though. That's the problem. It's so expensive.
How long does it take for you to get ready in the morning?
Oh, I am a night owl. I get up very late in the morning, probably about 8:30, and it probably takes me a good hour to get where I'm sitting in the office. Yeah, I shower, work out, shower, get my uniform on and everything, take the dogs out, feed them, and then finally I have to sit down in front of the Discord and say hello to everybody, and then I'm out.
So, if you had just to follow up on that, I mean, that sounds like a preferred method, but like if you had like an earlier appointment for some reason to get out, like how long would it actually just take you, like minimum, not like super rushing, but kind of like a minimum?
My wife would laugh at this question because I am a snail in the morning. I'm such a slow mover in the morning. I'm not a morning person.
Still an hour, you're saying?
No, it'd probably take, if I had to, I could probably do it in half an hour. I'd have to skip my workout. I have to skip the workout.
Yep. All right. Have you ever been hit by a wooden spoon?
Yes, I have been hit by a wooden spoon.
We know that.
Maybe that's a story for another time. I've told that story multiple times.
Had to be asked.
Yes.
Had to be asked. All right. Given the choice, would you rather stub your toe or finger?
I would say finger because I can still, if I can't walk, if I'm in pain and I can't walk and I can't do anything. So I can deal with
a bitch, right? When you stub them, they somehow hurt a lot.
Yeah. And you got a lot of weight. The foot has so many muscles in it, man. It's amazing how many ligaments and muscles are in the foot that actually have to hold all this weight up. So, and twist and turn. It's an amazing piece of equipment, man. It's an amazing piece of a body part. It has to do so much, man. But yeah,
that you like a lot too.
Yeah. And I'm cutting myself all the time. I always throw my hands in stuff because I'm a hands-on guy. If you were to, I can reach into the toaster when it's hot and it doesn't really burn because I got such thick skin from all the years of just hard work. So
I'll do, and on that aspect, I'll do the thing that a lot of Hispanics do where I have a gas range and like I'm cooking a tortilla or something, just put it directly on the burner and just kind of flip it with your hand if you do it right, just real quick,
Exactly.
All right. And along with that, would you rather have fingers for toes or toes for fingers?
Oh man, this question, I never asked this question because it's such a tough question. I guess fingers for toes. Because I
mean, some people kind of do. I have really long toes. I joke with my wife; she has little stubby ones, but like my toes are like fingers. They're like super long.
I have pretty long toes, so yeah. Don't you get any idea it is? No OnlyFans out there. Yeah.
All right. Limeade or lemonade?
Lemonade.
Respectable. I like lemonade. I like limeade a little better.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a big pulp guy though. I'm not saying I like fake. I don't want fake lemonade, like instant stuff, but just strain out the pulp.
Strain it.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite Destiny raid?
King's Fall. I love that raid.
Good one.
My favorite.
And what's the latest you've been up gaming?
5 a.m. I was playing Call of Duty Zombies with 3 other friends because we were determined to get to level 100 so we could get on the leaderboard and beat our other friends that were in the group playing zombies. I remember it was 5 a.m. I looked up at the clock and I said, oh my God, it's 5 a.m. I got to work in 3 hours. And we got to level 100 and the server froze. Never forget it. So none of that counted. We had been playing for like 5 hours, like 5 hours of zombies.
Crazy story. When you sleep, socks on or off?
On in the winter, off in the summer. So both.
Right on. Brownies, do you like the edges or the center?
Soft centers. I don't like crunchy brownies. Soft centers.
Cool. Okay, do beans go in chili for you?
Yes, I love beans. My wife hates beans and she's a vegetarian. I love beans, army beans, whatever beans you want to put in there. It just adds so much more to the meat and everything that's already in chili. Yes.
Right on. All right, game-winning score or game-saving stop?
I'm a game saver. I like to save the game. Like that one time in King's Fall where I had where I was able to revive myself after everybody died and we were going to have to do it all over again. But I think we had killed Oryx, but it was in that wishy-washy period where it didn't fully register. So I remember everyone was like, "You got to be kidding me!" The whole group's like pissed off, and here I come, revive.
Yeah,
save the day.
That's true. You do like that better. You don't care about DPS.
Moving on. It's apparently I don't. I'm very anti-meta. I like to go against the meta and prove everyone wrong.
Yeah,
and I never do. I never prove anybody wrong.
All right. If you had more time, what would you do with it?
Regret's a bitch in life. I would want to go back, freeze time, go back and correct my wrongs, correct my mistakes in life. I told myself when I was in my 30s, I would never want to have regrets. But man, that's one thing that comes with life is you always have regrets of things you should have done. I would like to go back in high school and actually say hi to this girl that I really liked, but I was too shy to do it. I'd love to go back and correct that and just see where it went, you know?
I think a lot of us, I get that. I feel that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And it's not like it bothers me day after day, but like, if anything, as we get older, don't we kind of realize that life is short? I mean, it's an easy phrase to say, but it really is true. It's like, look, just do what you want. Just go for it. Just do things. Don't like worry about it, you know?
That's a big assumption that I can stop time, which nobody can do. So maybe I didn't answer the question right, but that's what I would do.
No, I love it. It was good. All right. Shower morning or evening, or I'll even add both as an option too.
I shower both. I live in Florida, man. I'm always sweating, so I have to. I shower in the morning to wake up, and again at night.
That's why I added that. And even in Utah, I sometimes do both. Also,
yep.
I don't. Sorry, I'm trying not to add commentary on these, but I love this one because
no, do it.
It's like there's no wrong or right answer, but a lot of people don't consider that it's even okay to do twice a day if you want. You know, you don't have to do just morning or just evening.
I'm a clean nut, man. I don't ever want to smell. I'm a clean nut. I know if I go camping or something and I haven't showered for 3 or 4 days, I feel icky. I just feel bad.
Yep. Oh, same here. And I hate like my hair feeling greasy or just things like that. So,
I can't stand it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
All right, driving or flying?
These days, flying. I used to like driving, but the road trips are just too hard on me. My ADHD, and I know I hate people say, "Oh my God, here we go with the ADHD again." I can only focus for 2 hours driving on the road because looking at lines go by, it's so hard for me to focus on that. It's like reading a book. I just get exhausted trying to read a book. So I can only read like small snippets at a time. So yeah, definitely flying. I'd rather just be there, fly there and have fun and save all that time.
All right. Nachos or popcorn at the movies?
Popcorn. Absolutely popcorn. I'm a popcorn freak.
I'm definitely nachos. I've never loved popcorn for some reason. It's better at the movie theater, I have to admit, but in nachos, I'll do that any day.
Dude, I do microwave popcorn, like kettle corn, my favorite.
Yeah.
Almost every night before I go to bed. It's my little snack at night. Yep.
Nice. And then more food questions. Okay. Beverages. Do you prefer bottles, cans, or cups?
I like if I'm having a beer, I want it in a cold mug. I don't want to suck it out of a bottle because I don't know where that bottle's been. It might have sit in a cooler, in a nasty cooler that they didn't clean out forever. I want it. Yeah. I want that virgin beer right in a cup, a nice cold frosty cup.
Do you have a preference also then on sodas, like straw versus drinking out of a cup?
No straws. I don't like straws.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
My wife likes to put a lid on it and throw a straw in it so she can take it with her after we eat somewhere. I would prefer to just not fill it as full and just drink out of the cup.
Yeah, same for me. I kind of find that interesting where my wife, it like has to be a straw. Like she kind of doesn't never want to drink a soda. Like even if it was like in a can or a bottle, it's like she would be okay putting a straw in it. But
my wife drinks coffee out of a straw in the morning.
Ooh,
yeah,
interesting.
Yep.
All right. Hold on. I lost my spot just real quick here. Oh, here we are.
I don't know what
what is your favorite book?
Favorite book. I don't read a lot of books, but when I think it was when I was in my 20s, I kind of thought I knew what rich people were like, and they weren't in the ritzy neighborhoods, by the way. I would say my favorite book that opened my eyes to wealth and making money for a living was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I know he kind of went off the rails lately, and he has all the infomercials and stuff, but his original book was about his two dads. He had his friend, which took him in as like the second son, that spent his money wisely, and then he had his real dad, who was a teacher and a government worker, who just went paycheck to paycheck. And once you learn those two lifestyles, that opened my eyes to and I guess the second book it followed up with that would be The Millionaire Next Door, which just cemented that idea that rich people do not live in fancy neighborhoods. They drive Ford Explorers and they live in 50-year-old neighborhoods. That's my favorite.
All right.
I don't read many books,
that's
but that's one book I opened my eyes on everything.
Yeah. All right. Do you pull in or back into a parking spot?
I drive a long double cab for Toyota Tundra, so if it's a tight spot, it's a tight area, I'd rather back in, because driving at that wheelbase is so wide, it's a pain to have to try to whip into a tiny spot. So push comes to shove, I'm going to back in.
It's interesting because when I'm driving out and about, I will usually pull into a spot, but whenever I go into my garage, I always back in. So it's like I'm kind of like half and half. But
I'm half and half on that. Sometimes I'll pull into my driveway because I want the front shaded, but a lot of times I like to back in, so I can just pull right out.
All right, favorite guilty snack.
Whoa, guilty snack. I'm a candy guy. Always have been. I would say toffees. Does anybody know what a toffee is? Toffees. They're a hazelnut encased in a hardened caramel shell with a chocolate dollop shell on top.
Oh.
I can eat a whole box in record time.
You'll have to send me a link, or I'll type in that name and look it up. I don't know if I've seen it before.
It's toffee phase. It comes in a box about this big, and you slide them out like jewelry. You just slide it out, and all of them. It's like Toblerone. They're like in little plastic pieces, and you just pick it out one at a time, and you slide
Weird.
it. Close the drawer.
Google's not showing anything right off, but I'll do some more searching later on that.
Phase, yeah.
Or you can send me a link. I'm really intrigued now what you're talking about.
I'll look it up here. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Most used app on your phone, but you can't say Discord, so pick something else.
Most used app on my phone is
I think I know the answer, but
let me think here. Gosh, I use a lot of apps. Probably my messaging app.
Latro?
Probably my messaging app, because I like tech. I encourage all my clients to text me.
True.
I can't take a phone call during the day, so I would say probably probably. Oops, that's a bad link. I just clicked on it in my
texting is really it's really been beneficial for my business too. I was a little worried and skeptical at first, like people would take advantage of it, but it's generally a good thing. There are times though where if people only text a little bit of information and then they take forever to respond, then texting's worse than what if I had just done a phone call. But I like texting for a business.
I don't know if that link will do good in my chat, but I threw it in there anyway. No, it won't take it. I'll.
Well, you can just send it to me at some point too, or whatever. But
Yep.
All right. Ready to go on?
Yep. Keep going.
Okay, cool.
I gotta make this link.
Favorite smell?
Ooh, roses.
I
love it. I love a good rose.
Nice. What do you wear when you're home alone?
I'm a big fan of basketball shorts. I like wearing basketball shorts and a nice, comfortable, soft tee. This is one of our merch. This is our Get Toddled. It's a dry fit shirt. I like dry fit shirts. I'll wear either that or a really soft pulled, like comb cotton t-shirt. Something nice and cool. And I'm almost always wearing shorts. Usually like some half cotton, half rayon, like not the long basketball shorts, but like the workout shorts.
Yeah.
I wear those just about everywhere.
Yeah, I hate the long shorts these days.
Yeah. I used to wear the basketball shorts all the time, but they got a little too long, a little too hot. So now I wear the workout shorts. Yep.
Yep, same. All right. Okay. Would you rather overthink every decision but get it right 100% of the time, or be impulsive and get it wrong 50% of the time?
I'm always impulsive. I'm always going to be that way. That's a
I figured that was the answer.
It's a byproduct of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It's impulsivity is one of the byproducts of that. It's part of the reason why I would always try new stuff on the show, because I'd say, oh, let's try it. Well, wait. And my other host would go, well, wait a minute now. Hold on a sec. So yeah, I'd definitely be impulsive
And I'm go figure. Of course, I'm the one that would be, would you rather overthink everything but get it right 100% of the time?
You would definitely inspect it up and down before you made a decision, which is smart. I've made a lot of mistakes in life.
But I do tend to overthink at times. So yeah.
It depends on the situation, but sometimes I wish I was more careful when I thought about doing things.
Yep. All right. Do aliens exist? I did ghosts and now I'm doing aliens.
I don't believe in ghosts. Aliens, I think there's something out there. I think there's something out there the government's not telling us.
I mean, if they never get to us, then doesn't matter, but you can still answer the question that way. Yeah.
I think there's something out there. Yep.
All right. Respectable. What color is your toothbrush?
God damn it. Think about it. It's blue.
Quick, you have to answer it fast.
I like blue. Blue's one of my favorite colors.
All right, blue.
Might have noticed from the artwork on the podcast, blue is kind of my favorite color.
Yeah. Blue and orange, of course. And
exactly.
All right. What's your favorite accent?
Espanol. Because I can actually speak pretty. I can speak Spanish. Like hablo usted, hablas inglés.
The basics, yeah.
The basic stuff, but I used to know a lot more. Spanish vocabulary, but it's faded in my old age because I don't use it enough. But I love Spanish. It's a beautiful language.
My favorite, I could have Siri or someone read to me all day, but female Australian. That's my favorite accent.
My Siri is a female UK.
That's good too.
Female
but for some reason, I love Australian. Yeah.
And my wife got so pissed. She made her Siri a male British speaker. I'm like, what, are you trying to make me jealous or something? I'm not jealous.
Yeah, we don't need to be jealous.
No.
Both enjoy it, right?
It's my assistant. Yeah.
There you go. Who would voice your ghost?
Ooh, I've always wanted to answer this, and I'm torn. I like Harrison Ford, but I think I would go with Christopher Lloyd from Back in the Future, Doc Brown. Great Scott. Yeah.
Great Scott. You pull out the ghost. He's like, Great Scott.
What the heck's this? Yeah, I can't do a Christopher Lloyd impression.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
that'd be
hilarious.
Christopher Lloyd. That would be Dr. Emmett Brown. That would be who I would probably have as my ghost if we had that option.
I was talking about this with Sin the other day, and I know the things were kind of annoying for a lot of people, but I wish they would add back in the sparrow horn sounds.
Yeah.
And because they had that in Destiny 1, but
Mhm.
then also, wouldn't that be cool if they had like ghost sayings? Like you could pull out your
Think
ghost
about
and it
it.
had little like saying in the game.
Well, what if
Yeah.
they? I mean, it'd be really cool if you could buy like a Snoop Dogg, like a Snoop Dogg track where every
Yeah.
time you pull out your ghost, when there's anything it has to say to you, which is not very frequently, you could have the Snoop Dogg track over it.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Exactly.
That'd be a good moneymaker too. Yep.
It would, yeah. All right. Let's see. We have where is your ideal vacation? Similar for living, but not really, but yeah.
I've always wanted to do this. It's on my bucket list, I guess you could say. I want to take a European cruise. I want to start like down in Morocco, then maybe Spain, Portugal. I know that's kind of Africa-ish. But I'd want to work up the coast like France. Let me think. It'd be France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, Finland, and I go up north, Sweden, Norway, and then I'd finish going all over various ports around the UK. That'd be my ideal vacation.
Amazing.
Now they do have a cruise that you can cruise around the world. It's 365-day cruise. It's like $100,000.
Heard about that.
It's no way in hell. You'd have
How
to
much?
sell your house. I think it's like $100,000 a person. Yeah, it's a lot of money. But think about living on a cruise ship for a whole year and seeing everything around the world. That'd be so cool. But I'll settle for a European cruise. I think that would be more affordable.
Yeah.
Even that, I think we looked into it. I think it was gonna be like $15,000 a person to do a full European cruise like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, these days that may not be a horrible price depending on how long it is.
It's true. Depends. I think it was a 25-day cruise, maybe 3-week cruise. I think. Yeah.
I mean, that's expensive, of course, but still, like
some
for
people
some
got the money. Yeah, they got the money. The thing I love about cruising, and my wife doesn't cruise as much as we used to because she's a clean freak. She doesn't like a hair in the shower, or the bathrooms have to be perfect. I remember one time we went on a cruise ship. It was a Navigator of the Seas. It was a beautiful ship. It had a mall in the middle of it. This is Royal Caribbean, which is all we cruised. And she found a hair in the shower, and I was like, fuck. She wanted to change rooms, and I said, honey, that's not happening. So we had a person come in and just scrub the hell out of the tub that was a shower. And she still was wigged out the whole time, and that's the last time we cruised. I love not having to drive. I love just being on a cruise. You can just sit back and drink and get a little tipsy and just enjoy yourself, enjoy the ride, you know?
Yeah.
See, when you drive to go on a trip, you're almost so exhausted when you get home from the vacation that you need another 3 or 4 days just to rest. Anyway.
All right. Just a few more here. Name one thing you would change about yourself.
I wish I wasn't an introvert sometimes. I wish I was more outgoing. I wish I was more fearless when it came to entering a room of people I don't know and immediately just going up to them and with full confidence and saying hello and my name is Todd. And I really wish I could have more confidence doing that, but my introvert self, my wife and I go to a party of people we don't know. We'll immediately, what do most introverts do? They go to the outside of the party, right? The outside walls and just hover and just kind of hover. That's what my wife and I do at parties. So yeah, I wish I had more balls to just get out there and say hello to people. And, you know, if they don't like you, damn them, you know, who cares? So yeah.
All right. Favorite movie villain?
Darth Vader. The OG. The OG. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. All right. Couple more here. What's the first Destiny podcast you listened to? You kind of answered that, but I didn't know you would.
Yeah, it was Dad's Tales. Yeah. Dad's Tales was the first Destiny podcast. I listen to a lot of Destiny podcasts, but that was my first.
Destiny Reset for me, but I definitely listen to Dad's Tales some too.
I listen to Destiny Reset every week alongside Dad's Tales. Dad's Tales was first. I even tried to get those guys on the show a long time ago, but they had taken a break and were not interested in being on another podcast. So miss those guys. It was a good podcast.
Yeah. All right, a couple bonus ones here. We're coming up to question number 45, but just a little fun. Sin or Kingsley?
I might have to say Kingsley because you're here.
Because I'm here.
But I like Sin too. Sin's all right. I've met both of you in real life, so.
I'm just jabbing at you here. Who has sweeter oranges, California or Florida?
Florida. We get more rain. We get a ton more rainfall. More
Valencia oranges in California are so much better for orange juice.
No way. The rain goes right into the juice of the oranges in summer here in Florida. Yep.
All right, I was having fun with those ones. Okay, but the actual last question, 45. What is one thing our community may not know about you?
Gosh, I've shared so much about myself over the years. I don't know if there's. Trying to think.
I'm up with something.
I'll do what everyone else says. I'm an open book. No, I got something. I know I've shared on the show before that I own a service company. But I actually started my company with only 2 clients. One is currently my CPA, and the other is a client that I serviced when I was employed by another pest control company. I remember I had a 3-year non-compete, and I couldn't solicit business from them. But I was working at Night Stock at a local supermarket, and I ran into them. They were shopping, and they asked, "Where the hell did you go?" Because I was their tech. And I remember telling them, "Well, I started my own business. I can't solicit business from you, though. I have to wait 3 years." And he says, "Oh, I can fix that. I'll just fire him and hire you tomorrow." I didn't technically solicit business from him, but I'm going on 30 years of business, and they're still my original clients. Never quit. When I was building my service business, I was working construction in the heat with my dad, who was owned a construction company. And then I'd work night stock at night. My wife, we were both, I think I was married 3 years back then. And she was a 911 operator, and she worked in the back office at the same supermarket. So we would both work like the night shift and drive up there together. But, we did whatever we had to make ends meet. And, now we moved up in our careers. My wife, she became a school curriculum resource teacher, and I've built a thriving business through almost 30 years now. I mean, I remember advertising in a local, you probably, I don't know if you've heard of them or not, like the local Treasure Chest. It's like a local paper that has a bunch of people's ads in it. I know what
you're talking about.
That's the only advertising I ever did. I remember paying so much every month for that, and I didn't get one call. So from then on, I was like, I swore off any advertising, and any of my future clients were going to come from people referring me. And if I figured if I put my head down, I put quality service out there, people, it really liked my personality. It was clean cut, and 30 years later, I'm still getting people who refer me business, and I still do zero advertising. I remember they used to hound me to be in the yellow pages and the local white pages and stuff. I said, no, I don't need it. I don't need any of that stuff. I'm good. I got plenty of business. And anybody who's trying to start a service business these days, and I know it's a tough time to do that because of where we are in life right now. I'm telling you, nothing beats customer referrals. They are king.
Give people incentives even,
you beat me to it. I was going to say the main thing when someone refers you business, I give them a discount, and I also make a call to them or text them and say, thank you. I just talked to this person that you sent me. Thank you for referring the business to me. I'll be sure to give you a discount the next time I'm out. So yeah, I've done that. I've done that for a long time now, and it just builds loyalty. Yeah. So yeah, they're probably more than you wanted to know, but that's how I started my business long ago. 2 clients. They're still clients 30 years later.
That's amazing. I didn't really start from scratch as much as that, but I have a similar story too, kind of remembering one or 2 people that I got towards the beginning on my own, and kind of stories like you don't want to steal anyone, but there's people that was working with someone else and they kind of wanted to find me, so they found ways to make it work, and then But yeah, those are sometimes the best customers.
Yeah, we're kind of a kindred spirit that we both set our own schedules and we understand the ups and downs of being self-employed. And
oh yeah, I just paid my taxes.
I of course filed an extension. My CPA knows I'm late every year. He just does it automatically. He's like, yeah,
there you go.
I know you're gonna be late getting the information to me, so I already applied your extension. But yeah, it's really weird, Kingsley. I'm trying to think back what gave me the balls to make that leap, because you're going to zero paycheck. I was working for a company. I think the reason why I think what drove me, and I have to thank my uncle for this. I was working for my uncle in a pest control company, and I've told this story before, but I told him when I first started with him, I said, don't treat me like your nephew, treat me like any other employee. But he took that to heart, man. He was hounding my ass all the time. He expected more from me than any of his other employees, and just was on my ass every day I came home from a hard day work. And he would just ride my ass about something. I guess he just didn't like me. I don't know. But I was working as a auto parts store, what they call a team leader. I was like a sub manager, which basically means you work manager hours and you get paid scratch. I think I looked at my paycheck. It was like $12,000 for the year. And I was getting there at 4 a.m. opening the doors for these trucks and I had to get the pallet jack and get everything in the, and then I'd spend all day just putting this shit on the shelf, because we didn't have any back room back then. But I think if it wasn't for my uncle riding my ass so much, I would have never said, you know what? I'm going to show you. And sometimes you need someone like that to really push you beyond your comfort zone, because I probably, if he wasn't that way, I'd either still be working for him or I probably would have just gotten another job. But the fact that I said, I think I can do this better, and I think I can make a much better living. And somehow I made the jump, man. I don't know. I'm just like, I think I have to thank my ADHD, because I didn't even know I had ADHD back then. I think the impulsivity is probably what made me do that. So anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry.
No, that's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Good thing. You know what? You pass. You won the speed round.
All right, thanks. I've officially done the speed run. Done the speed run. All right, good deal. I probably talked way too long.
That was fun. I like that.
I probably talked way too long on some of those questions, but thanks for doing it.
I'm sure people enjoyed it.
I ask those questions all the time. I'm like, no, you'd want to answer this. This is what you'd want to say. But it was nice to be able to actually take it. I think I took it one time a long time ago. Hazel and I did it. I think we tested each other.
But now it's not as fast. You can kind of answer things and stuff.
It's more comfortable now, which a lot of people are liking this new formula where it's just straight questions, no time limits. You don't have to sit there and scramble and come up with an answer just because you have to. So yeah.
Hey, we have a last minute comment in the Discord from Scarlet Maddie.
Oh, okay.
He says, I don't know about getting on the stage, but I just want you guys to know you're a huge light in the dark for me. So thank you so much for doing what you're doing as content creators. And if anyone knows how to grind, it's Destiny players. So congrats on 300. It's basically like a kill tracker now. We'll be here for 300 more of whatever you guys talk about. This community is awesome and is a huge inspiration for me. Thank you so much, Todd.
Thank you, Scarlet Maddie. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I see you here every week, man. You're like the first person in our Discord live chat. So I see those things, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Holy crap, Helios is in the chat. What's up, Helios? Damn, man. It's been a long time since I've talked to that guy. Wow. Project Groot must be a new member with us. I welcome.
Calling out the people.
Yeah, everybody. It's just been awesome, man. It's been a real treat tonight. I didn't really know how I would take all this. And it's really hard for me to take compliments. I don't know why. Maybe it's imposter syndrome. I don't know. But when people say cool shit like that and really reach out and give a shit to say, thank you, man. I've been listening to your show for a long time. It gets me to my work. It gets me through my days. I don't know how to answer that because I don't know, man. I'm just a dude that just likes to play Destiny just like you guys do. And, somehow I ended up on a podcast talking about it. So I think all you guys, like I said, this podcast would have never happened if you guys didn't show up and listen to our podcast and tell others about our podcast. So, yeah, thank you all for coming tonight. Like I said, I really don't know how to, like I said, it's weird when people say nice things. I like feel like I'm not worthy of it, or it's, so, thank you all for stopping out tonight. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we thank you everyone for sending in the comments. I love that Todd started the podcast, and it's an honor to be here for 300 also for me. So
Absolutely.
Thanks everyone.
And thank you, Kingsley, for helping me steer this ship, because it's scary as hell to do a podcast solo. It's very scary. And to do one live, I know you weren't crazy about doing live shows because you don't want to be like, on guard, or,
Yeah, on point.
You want to
It's
be
not like I'm afraid to show my face, but
No.
you have to be a little more on point when you have video on. Yep.
I'll tune into podcasts sometimes, and people will be like on their phones and doing different things, and are like not even listening to whatever's talking. And then they'll go to that person and they'll go, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Can you repeat the question?" I've only done that like twice in my life in podcasting, and I really don't like that stuff. So I always try to listen to what everybody's saying, and try to multitask at the same time, which is hard to do. So, that's it. That's our show tonight, guys. It's a long one. That was a long one, but I had a feeling when I looked at all the voicemails everybody sent in, and thank you for that, by the way. Very, very touched you guys did that. And like I said, 301 will be next week, right? What's coming next week, Kingsley? What are we doing next week? You know the schedule? Let me look here. Let me look at the schedule and see what's coming up next week.
Yeah,
I know what's coming up next week. We have another guest episode.
Yeah.
The Amazing Taco King. Is that it? The Amazing Taco King? Shit, am I saying that wrong? Now I got to look it up.
I mean, that is a person in the Discord.
Yes.
If that's who you have scheduled.
Yes, he is. He's going to be on our show next week.
Awesome.
So yeah, it'll be, we'll get to do the speed run for real this time. Yeah, the Amazing Taco King. He's been a huge supporter of our show. He's in our Patreon community as well for over a year now, I think. And I asked if he could be on the show. I mean, like I said, I think he hinted to maybe wanting to talk on one of the YouTube comments. I'm like, dude, just reach out to me. If you want to be on the show and you're in our community, especially if you've been here a long time, reach out to me. I mean, we only do one show per month because we're on a pretty rigid schedule and what we do. And guest episodes, I really prep for those. I really want to make sure that I'm on my game and not just show up. So yeah, we'll have him on our show next week. We'll probably have maybe some more marathon news. We'll talk about our week, what's coming up new in Destiny. Probably I'll have some more information on that, right, Kingsley? Probably some more information on Destiny. Yep. The next,
as always.
Yep. And as long as you guys want to listen to us, we'll be here. So thank you guys for stopping by. Love you guys. I really do. I really do. I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just really been a treat. I've been looking forward to this show all week. And now it's done. So we can say we got our 300 in. So thank you again, Kingsleymac, for helping me out tonight. And I guess we'll see you guys in the Discord later.
Have a good one.
We got to time that better. we'll work on it.
Or just do it like that purposely.
Yeah, we could do that too. Like talk over each other. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Thanks, guys.